Welcome, everybody, to the Analyst Desk. It is I, the self-proclaimed sports analyst. No need to hold the applause. Thank you. Welcome back to the desk. We have another action-packed episode, and I'm joined by a very full crew. Of course, we have Mr. More for Your Money.
Woo! Hello,
He's
everyone.
absolutely shocked. I don't know why he looks so shocked.
Oh, I'm shocked because the goat's here. He's so amazing, disappeared out of thin air.
Yeah, I did. Well, okay. To be fair, I was running back to get back in here. Okay.
Oh, yeah, I think a poo-poo. I totally get it.
Unforeseen circumstances, Dan.
And of course,
circumstances.
we also have the man who won't talk about his bowel movements, which I appreciate, Mr. Lane Dashing Dash Coach.
I did. What?
Whoa.
I didn't say it was that.
I did.
But you alluded to it.
Jackson 312.
I did allude to it. You guys alluded to it.
I didn't do
You're
it. I'm doing it.
That's
Thank you for
fault.
coming
That's
back.
not mine.
Welcome back to the decks.
Hey,
Didn't
David,
even know you
welcome
were
back to the
missing.
desk. And yeah, tough break for your Chicago Bears.
Wow.
Ugh.
What a game.
We may as well start with that game first, because I think that's
Okay.
definitely the game of the day. But quickly, we got to get to another comment here. I straight up don't want to talk about it. Whoa, aggressive here, Key. You blew it. I don't even want to say your dart to the end zone to get the overtime was impressive. I'm mad at you, Caleb. If you wanted to make small talk with me at the streets, I'd freeze you out.
Ouch.
Jesus.
Look, you know what?
Ouch.
I will say in Caleb Williams' defense, he's his second year in the NFL?
Yeah, do what? Hold up here. I really got to address this comment. Key, thanks for coming back. Will, love you. Totally disagree with that take, to be honest with you. You know, he's his second year. Chicago only had 5 wins last year. This team was expected to do nothing, and Caleb Williams took this team to overtime in division round. Okay? I get Chicago fans are upset now, but you can hold your head up high and say this year was a humongous success. If you guys won 8 games instead of 5, that would have been a success. Never mind that, you made it to a division. Okay? I think the fact, I get that at the end of the day, Chicago and Buffalo had the exact same result, lost a division game in overtime. However, these two teams are completely different scenarios, even though the same result. Chicago, huge success story. Buffalo, huge fail.
Dennis,
was
is
a
this
weird
1-ply,
game.
2-ply, or 3-ply? That's a very important question to your comment.
This is just a weird game in general. Like
We're going to
I
go
don't
over
even
these
know what
divisional
to-
games.
Well, like I don't even know if that. Like I don't want to say it was Caleb's fault because like whether Caleb overthrew it, Dad, wrong franchise, Chargers from San Diego, not the Rams, Dad.
Yeah,
Wrong
San Diego doesn't have a team, do they?
I don't know where
Ten
it is.
ply?
It was the
Oh my
Chargers.
gosh.
Chargers.
So
San
I don't-
Diego.
Sleep
Chargers
on
were in
Dennis's
San
toilet
Diego.
paper.
Rams were in St. Louis. So I
Right.
don't even think you could blame that last one on Caleb if you
I
think
know San Diego's baseball
Moore
team.
gave up. Unless DJ Moore gave up. Unless you want to say DJ Moore gave up on his route.
That was
Something
weird.
just happened
Yeah.
there, or if Caleb Williams just overthrew it. Like DJ
See-
Moore's fault if he forgot what route he was supposed to run, and it's Caleb's fault if he overthrew it. But it's also
Yeah.
a great play by the LA Rams defender. But it's like there was a lot that went on in this game. That's like there was just too many. I think there were too many mistakes on both sides. I think honestly, I think the Rams were lucky to get
I agree with
to
you
win
there.
this game.
Oh,
The
for
Rams
sure.
were fully lucky to win this game.
And
Like,
I
the
gotta
Rams,
say,
we're not good. We're not good enough in this game to win it, but they got away with it.
But yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know where I stand on this because I know me and Jacob have had some pretty good discussions in the past about, you can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't just can't say, well, Josh Allen did it, but it's okay if Caleb Williams does
Different scenario.
it. It is, but again, just because he's a second year vet doesn't mean he should get some different sort of excuses, right? Like at the end of the day, he still threw the interceptions. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Well,
I do.
I
and
gotta
don't.
say,
And the reason why that, Lane, I don't agree with you in this scenario. It's kind of like I'm going to use the Leafs as a prime example. When the Leafs didn't get it done the first year, Matthews, Marner, and Nylander were there, and they lost in the first round. Fans weren't upset. They were a bad team. They made a lot of progress. The core was very young. Last year, the Chicago Bears won 5 games. Caleb Williams was terrible. People were saying they picked the wrong quarterback in the draft.
they did, yeah.
Here, you are one play away from winning the divisional round. And I would go on the flip side here, and I'm actually putting this on Chicago's coaching. You went for it way too often on fourth down. 2 of those that you didn't convert were in field goal range. You kick those 2 field goals, you probably win this game. And
yeah,
like at the end of the day, is Caleb Williams going to get some blame for this game? Absolutely. Like, I mean, you can't throw that interception. But as Adam pointed out, DJ Moore, I think, gave up on his route. And that's another big problem, right? So at the end of the day, look, I think Bears fans need to be proud of where the team was from last year to this year versus Bills fans. This was the year to get it done, and you didn't get it done. That's the difference. Chicago was not going into this playoffs expecting to win a Super Bowl.
Oh, for sure not.
Chicago wasn't even going in these playoffs expecting to win a round. They beat the Packers, and they took the Rams, who I think even though the Bears had home field advantage, everyone thought the Rams were going to win this game. And they took the Rams to the brink to beat them. So I will look at this as it's frustrating if you're a Bears fan. It's depressing if you're a Bears fan. If you're a Bills fan, you're confused how it wasn't an interception today, but it was yesterday. But at the end of the day, I think Chicago's going to look at this as a building block, and Caleb Williams has got a crazy high ceiling. But go ahead.
I gotta say something here, Vo. Huge congratulations to the LA Rams for winning the opportunity to lose to the Seahawks next week. Because we all know that's what's going to happen.
I don't know.
I just want to say this one thing on this one thing on the interception.
Oh, fun fist.
Like the call, like the Rams.
Swappy.
What happened with the Bills game yesterday compared to this game? I think the difference in why that was called, why today was called, and not yesterday. I think the reason why it may have been called is that it was clear that Devontae. I think it was more clear that Devontae Adams had control than the Bills player. That now you guys can be mad if you want, but I'm saying just that's like that
It's
might be
true.
a reason why. Is that? Can I continue with my point, Jacob?
It's not true.
There was more. Oh my gosh, Jacob!
Go ahead, Adam.
You don't want me to say it. I'm not going to say my point.
Okay.
You don't want me to say it clearly.
Well, it's not Jacob speaking; it's the computer.
Well,
That's
damn, Dan. But it's
Can
like
someone
it was
explain
more
why
clear.
you need 2 feet when going out of bounds versus 1 foot in bounds in the end? So you're thinking of different leagues. In college football and the Canadian Football League, you only need 1 foot in bounds.
Mm-hmm.
In the NFL,
CFL too, right?
Yeah, that's what I said. I said the Canadian Football
sorry.
League and college football. The Canadian Football League is the CFL.
Yeah, sorry, I misheard.
It's okay, Dan. I forgive you. But
Carter Harris Toucan.
and don't wear a toque indoors.
I'm gonna say that, but the difference it just
You're
depends.
not outside, Dan.
And Adam, I do actually get your point.
We never got to hear Adam's point.
I think it was.
You did hear my point.
To...
My point was literally what I said before you said the computer told me to.
It's not true. But my point in the matter is, I think not CFL fans. Well, they want it too, but I think sports fans in general just want consistency. And we are not seeing consistency from game to game or even quarter to quarter on what the call is.
Literally.
So I don't know if you guys saw on TSN, I didn't like Luke Wilson laughing, saying Bills fans weren't going to be very happy. I'm like,
yeah, okay, it was a cheap
you don't like Bills
blow.
Mafia. And
I mean, I like Luke Wilson as a player, but as a analyst, I mean, not cool blow laughing at like most of your fan base.
And how's it going right now?
Hello, Wick.
Right now,
definitely check out Wick's podcast, Hamilton Sports Central on YouTube. It's growing like crazy. Over 1,000 subscribers there. Keep up the great work, Wick.
Wow, look at all these subscribers. But we're currently breaking down the second game of the evening because there wasn't very much to say on the first one besides both. I think both teams were trying to lose
I agree with Fun
That game
Fist.
was
It was a
horrendous.
sloppy game.
between the
That game was
Patriots and the
horrendous.
Texans. Now,
It was boring.
I am
but
game.
this
Yeah.
game, I really feel, and again, I know I said if the Rams played like they did against the Panthers, they weren't going to beat the Bears, and I saw a lot of similarities to the way they played against the Panthers, and they found a way to get it done. But I'm telling you, I will say this again, and maybe I'm a broken record. If they play like this again, they are no way in hell they are going to beat the Seahawks.
That's why I
The
congratulate
Seahawks
them for the
31
opportunity to
points, and the
lose.
quarterback only dropped back like what, 16 times?
Yeah.
Like, sorry, but hell of a game. Great effort from the Bears. And Lane, I do get what you're saying about comparing Josh Allen to Caleb Williams. And if Caleb Williams does the same thing 5 years later, I think we can have that conversation.
For sure.
Like CJ Stroud, I think you
I
can
say
start
even
to
next
have
year.
that conversation. This is his third divisional game. He's completely choked. So I
Yeah.
think you can have that conversation about CJ Stroud. And I think when the Texans cut him and the Steelers pick him up, we'll see what he does. But I just, for Caleb Williams, I'm not ready to have that conversation yet. I am ready to have the conversation. I think there's a new era of
mistakes you would
quarterback.
expect him to make.
Sorry,
Sorry.
Adam?
I said he made mistakes you would expect a second-year quarterback in his second start in the playoffs to make.
100%.
But he
Like
also
those
made
mistakes
plays
are
of the
mistakes. Yeah, like he made a lot of good plays, but I think a big thing was that I think a big thing for Caleb is, and he still has to work on it, I feel like, because he did this, maybe just in numbers he had this year, like kind of watered it down a little bit, but he overthrows and underthrows a lot, and it's just there's no, like when you even look at his completion percentage, it's not great. For somebody with the stats he has, I guess you could say you would want him to have, but like it's just so it's something he has to work on, or like I don't know, something that like the offense with Chicago needs to work on is that they need to be like they need to stop trying to have big plays too many times. I feel like they try to go for the big play too often.
Yeah.
When they don't necessarily need to. Like I don't think they needed to make the throw when the interception happened. That the ball was intended for DJ Moore. I don't think they needed to make that play at that moment. I don't think it was necessary. And maybe that's something like, because he's not working with Jared Goff anymore. He's not working with Amon-Ra St. Brown. Like he's not working with the same players he worked with in Detroit, but he's trying the same things with Caleb Williams.
True.
But Jared Goff is a veteran.
Yeah.
And Jared Goff he completes his passes a lot more consistently than Caleb Williams does.
I will say though, I think the Bears
still trying to do
Mhm.
what he did in Detroit when it may be a little bit too much for Caleb Williams at times. I don't think it's like, I think he'll be fine. Like I think Caleb Williams will be fine next year maybe with it, but I think it may be a little bit too much at times for him.
I will say, Key, no offense. I think you're a little. I don't agree with you here at all. I don't think the Rams will beat the Seattle. I don't think the Rams will beat
Seattle. Are scary.
If Seattle doesn't win the Super Bowl this year, I'll be really surprised.
Yeah, for sure.
Seattle are a scary team.
Cooper Cup and did I say that name right? Cooper Cup and
Cooper Cup.
You know the Darnold. Holy cow! But we always say Cooper Cup versus LA Rams there. That's going to be interesting.
And yeah, fun fish. I agree with you.
Good point.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see how Cooper Cup plays against his former team where he didn't want to leave.
I think he's going to dominate.
I agree with you. If Seattle doesn't make the finals, I would be absolutely stunned. And yeah, David, like that's what I mean about Caleb Williams with his ceiling. That game-tying throw
that was
insane.
Oh, incredible!
That was one of the greatest throws I've ever seen. And
100%.
Caleb Williams in back-to-back playoff games made a throw that I'm like, I don't know how he's going to top it.
Yeah, literally both games.
I think the Bears are in a very different position than the Bills because the Bills' window is closing while the Bears' window is just being made. The glass is just being put in. They still have so much time to put together a run, and I think they got to be very, very, very proud.
I'm excited to see this Bears team next year, what Caleb Williams can do next year, because that'll be the big year for him, I think.
And hey, this is a true comment here. We did
Welcome
have a
Patriots
prediction, in the chat.
It wasn't exactly a comfortable. I will say it's not. It wasn't exactly. I still have to say that after winning 28-16 and they played very well. I still think there are my valid concerns with Drake May are still there. I saw that he fumbled the ball three times, threw a pick. Like keeping hold of the ball was like a big concern again in this game, where I feel like I could say this, like, I don't think it was really that the Patriots offense dominated, because I don't think they did. I think the Texans defense was very good against them. Mm-hmm. It's more so that the Texans just literally could do, like, I don't even think it was the Patriots defense played well, but like CJ Stroud just looked like he was like a scared rookie. Like, this looked like his first playoff performance. Like, it was a very weird performance for him.
It was.
Like, it was like, if I was a Patriots fan, like, going into next week, I would be confident, of course, because
I agree
there's no Bo Nix. But like, this Patriots team does not look a team that's like that could compete with Seattle. If Seattle makes the Super Bowl, which I think they will, this Seattle team, that Seattle defense is going to feast on Drake May. If Drake May plays the way he played today in the Super Bowl, if they make it, Drake May, like, I would be very concerned with that. Just because that Drake May cannot show up in this. I don't even think that Drake May could show up next week. Because I don't even know if you should be giving the opportunities they were given Texans to get back into that game.
Now, what I will say is I feel
this way.
Whoever wins between the Rams and Seahawks is my pick for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, for sure.
I think whoever wins that game, which I think will be the Seahawks, but whoever wins that game will win the Super Bowl. And
although you got to be careful about Sam Darnold's arm, we still don't know how much longer that can hold on for. What if next game he goes out and then they throw their backup?
Well, they weren't throwing much with him, anyways. Like the run game.
This is a great comment here.
I'm just saying
that defense is also very good.
Yeah, I mean, defense is. We're seeing. I think we're seeing a new era where defense is carrying teams again. You don't need your quarterback to be Superman. They just can't be your kryptonite.
Kind of like back in the 80s.
The Broncos last won the Super Bowl? Remember when the Broncos last won the Super Bowl with Peyton Manning? Yeah, that offense, like the Broncos offense, if you go back to that game, that Broncos offense did not play particularly great. They weren't great. They weren't even great that season. Right. That defense was that Broncos defense feasted on maybe the best offense that season in the Panthers. So like you could still say like Seahawks. That Seahawks defense, with how good they are, I could see them doing what, if the Seahawks do make it and Sam Darnold is very limited, I could see that Seahawks defense just feasting on their opponents and winning that game, just the defense winning that game, basically. And the offense just doing enough to win the game. But like, I feel like that defense is good enough to do that. I do, though, wonder, because talking about a really good Seahawks defense would be the Legion of Boom. I wonder if this defense, well, like to say it now would be a little bit of an understatement given how good that defense was. Is this defense as good as the Legion of Boom was all those years ago for the Seahawks? This defense is.
I think it's up there. I think
it's like it's getting there.
Next week. I don't want to go that.
No, I don't want to go so that's why I was saying like. That's why I said, is it a little bit too early to say this? But
I think it's too early, but I'm not. I don't think you're off base.
I mean, depending on next week, we could very well have that gasso ass, have that conversation.
It's Bad
lesson. It's Bad Bunny for the halftime show, which surprisingly is controversial. I actually think it was a good pick.
Not really not.
The other thing that got released today for the pregame Super Bowl is going to be Green Day, which I'm very excited for that.
CFL copycats.
I gotta say, Bad Bunny is leading Apple Music. When he was picked, he was leading Apple Music for downloads. He's having a great couple years. He's current. I think it was a great pick.
Although
I'm so excited to see Green Day.
I actually think. I mean, we're not going to get into the politics, but I do think Bad Bunny will put on a good show. I'm curious.
I agree, 100%.
But, and I mean,
but Green Day is going to be awesome.
I mean, yeah, the Hawks
saw
got
them live.
40
They were
points in a
fantastic.
playoff
Yeah,
game,
same here.
barely throwing the football. Like, this Hawks team is very good. However, like it or lump it, not that the Rams are playing great, but they're finding ways to win the playoff games right now. So,
Yeah.
I think the Rams will be a bigger test than a very banged up 49ers team.
Oh, for sure.
I even wonder if
I
the
felt
game
bad
between
with
the Texans and the
49ers.
Patriots today might have went different if Collins and Schultz both didn't get injured.
Mhm.
Might have been a very different game if he had his two best weapons. But CJ Stroud, I think now CJ Stroud is in that conversation with quarterbacks who just can't get it done.
Yeah,
Like, I really thought
Very
this was
time
the
you're out.
game. I'm like, look, this is going to be Drake May's first divisional playoff game.
Mhm.
This is going to be CJ Stroud's third divisional round playoff game. I'm like, this is a no-brainer.
Yeah,
And
for sure.
you know what? The comment section was right about the Patriots. And I do
Yeah.
agree. All considering this is Drake May's second season,
He looks really
looked
good.
pretty good. I mean, he's got to
yeah.
stop fumbling the damn ball. Like, that could have been a disaster if the Patriots defense didn't play as well as they did. But
that's my only concern. He's a great
Mhm.
quarterback, I think, but it's the turnovers. Like, I think that needs to
I
be
want to
fixed
address
up.
this comment.
But I do want to say though, like, I just don't think, like, he's very good. I just don't think this is the Patriots may get to the Super Bowl, just because Bo Nix is gone next week. So that's a very big. But I just think this is not their year. But Bo Nix, this experience for Drake May is big. It's a big experience for him. Whether they could win the Super Bowl this year is a big if, I think. But he's very good. He's a very good quarterback. I like just fixing the turnovers would be the only thing he needs to really work on. That's something that will come with experience. I think more experience than what he has right now, of course. I don't even want to
compare Drake May to Tom Brady yet.
This is like, why even? I feel like that's already something Patriots fans are doing.
And I'm not even a big fan of his, even though everyone thinks I am lately.
I think it was a comment Lane wanted to address.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes. Was it this one, or do you want to address Green Day?
The Green Day. I was going to say, Green Day never actually left. What they did was they put out some experimental albums, and then they remembered, oh, what works? 90s grunge 3-chord songs. So if you haven't heard it, Funfish, I strongly suggest you go listen to the Saviors album, because I was a huge Green Day fan for a long time. Kind of fell off the train. Was like, oh, these guys might be cooked. I don't know anymore. These songs aren't making sense. This isn't the Green Day. And then they came up with Saviors, and I was like, oh no, never mind. Green Day is just the best rock band of all time. So if you haven't heard it, I think if you like that 90 grunge, sort of American Idiot 90s grunge song that you missed from Green Day, check out the Saviors album. I think you're gonna love it. You're gonna be like, oh yeah, that's Green Day.
And if you guys want us to talk about music, let us know. We've talked about different experimenting with the decks here, so let us know if that's something you might be interested in.
Nirvana, that's a sweet
thing. Yeah, I love Nevada too.
But I am curious to see how the Broncos backup quarterback Garrett. I'm not quite sure I pronounced his last name. I apologize, but he hasn't thrown a ball in a game since 2023, and I'll be very curious to see
backup.
The Broncos backup.
Pardon?
Well, apparently, like according to Peyton Manning, he's been, and Sean Payton, I think, was the other guy who was talking about it. But apparently, he's been throwing the ball pretty well, and he's apparently been really testing the Broncos defense.
Jarrett Stidham, right?
Yeah.
Like the off week they had ahead of this week's game. Whether that's true or not.
Well, I had a question.
Peyton Manning or Sean Payton really gain anything from lying about that.
Well, Sean Payton,
there's no
if
game.
May wins it all, that could be a conversation.
Then he's just lying to the fans.
Yes, there is. He wants them to practice as if they're not going to run the ball 80% of the time if going against the Patriots.
So him lying about what he did a week ago to the media, in which his team already knows that may not have happened. Like
it's all mind tricks.
That doesn't do anything for him.
It
may do something for the quarterback, of course, but I don't think it really does. Like,
Adam, I had a random question. It might be a dumb question, but I'm going to ask it anyway.
It is a dumb question. Don't ask it.
I'm sure
It's
it
a dumb
is.
question.
It's
But
not true.
can you sign like a free agent quarterback in the like for an injury replacement? Are you like could you sign a Philip
Yes,
Rivers?
you can.
Why wouldn't you just
But
go
Philip
sign
Rivers isn't a free agent. Technically.
Philip Rivers is not a free agent.
What about Aaron Rodgers? He just declared for free
Aaron
agency.
Rodgers is not a free agent. You can't drop a player this time of year. So you're
Wait,
basically.
but Philip Rivers retired, didn't he? I thought he re-retired.
He's still under contract though until the end of this.
Bring back Tom Brady.
No, because Tom
That is
Brady
something
owns
they
another
could do.
team, so I don't think you can do that. You're
It's
basically like your Cam Newton or your Colin Kaepernick or
What is that?
Peyton Manning.
no. You
I'd rather
go
Cam Newton than
personally. Look, people are not going to like my take.
What about Miami quarterback Big B or Fitzpatrick?
I'm calling Trevor Harris out of Saskatchewan and seeing if he wants to come back to the NFL for one more game. He has 3
Yeah.
years NFL experience. He just won a Grey Cup. Even if he's just on your bench, you're adding so much depth and
For sure.
experience. It won't happen.
Or bring back the Patriots killer, Eli Manning.
Yeah, we have that in the comments
comment.
here.
Bring back the Patriots killer, Eli Manning.
That'd be sweet.
That would be like
That
I don't know
would be
why.
mind
Why would you
blowing.
at least
That's
like
all-
maybe look into having somebody like adding somebody like if this backup QB hasn't played in 3 years, like, I would look like at least add someone with some sort of
Even look at a
resume.
UFL quarterback.
Well, I like Jacob's take of looking at CFL quarterbacks.
They
There's quite a
won't
few.
though.
They
No,
won't.
but hear me out. It's quite a few good options. You have Trevor Harris, who's a veteran. Have Zach Wells has been injured and stuff, but he's won like everything. You have
won't.
someone like Chad Kelly. Chad Kelly's still injured, but look at Nathan York. He made it some NFL teams holding the clipboard. He could jump in. You look at
They
someone
won't do
like
it.
Bethel Thompson, who played in the NFL a little bit. I
They
don't
won't
know.
do it. They won't do it for the.
What you said,
key point.
Jacob?
The reason they won't do that,
Not the MBT.
but the reason they won't do it is because, despite their backup not having played or taken a step in 3 years, almost, he's still been around the team.
For
knows
sure.
the Playbook. You're basically, if you bring in a free agent now, you're basically trying to teach a free agent, somebody whole new to the system, doesn't know any of the players.
Mhm.
You're going to throw him into this situation a week out from an AFC championship game, a week out from the biggest game of your season, because you don't want to give a chance to a guy who's been there. He's already been with this team. He knows
But he hasn't played.
He knows the playbook. He hasn't played, but that doesn't matter.
I'm on Adam's
So
side
has
as
the other
much as
guy.
I said.
The other
like,
guy hasn't. The other guy hasn't played in an NFL snap. He's never played with the Broncos before. Trevor Harris has never played with the Broncos.
No,
Trevor Harris
He
has
hasn't
played
played.
in the NFL.
He's
though.
played a game, but he hasn't played He hasn't played with this group. He's never been with this group. He
No,
doesn't
no,
know the
and-
playbook. You have to teach this player the playbook. You're basically going to be starting all the way from scratch when you have a guy who knows the playbook and knows the team. Like, I would rather go with the guy who's been with the team this season
Mhm.
and knows the system better than a backup.
Now, and I
better
will
than
say, I
in the
understand-
CFL will.
I
I
agree
understand
with
the
Adam
difference.
100%. I would rather start the guy that knows your team. What I'm saying is you still want a backup quarterback because what if he gets injured? And I'm saying
They may
worst
have
case
more than
scenario,
just him.
who's their first string quarterback? I don't know.
I don't even
I'm
know.
saying worst case scenario, it might be better to bring someone that's played this calendar year as a first string backup just in case this guy gets injured.
And I do want to address, by the way, I am well aware the NFL would never look at a CFO quarterback as an option.
Oh, I know that too.
Do
I'm just
I-
saying what if.
No offense. Do I agree that if people are insinuating that the NFL practice roster guys are better than tier 1 CFL quarterbacks? I would have to disagree with you hardcore. I honestly, I look at guys like, and you might say Trevor Harris wouldn't last a year in the NFL. He doesn't have, number one, he played in the NFL. Number two, he doesn't have to last a year. He'd have to last a game.
Right,
And,
one game, yeah.
Like, all I'm saying is, like, in my personal opinion, at least, I don't think the NFL looks at other leagues, and I'm talking UFL and CFL, enough for talent. When, let's be honest, like, we have seen so many quarterbacks in the NFL, and I would say the same thing this year. Like, Justin Fields was a starting quarterback this year, and he can't throw the ball anymore in 12 yards. Like, let's just keep it a buck here. Like, I think the NFL needs to start looking outside of its core little group of who they like to hang out and drink margaritas with. Everyone's drinking margaritas, according to me, and start looking at other options. Will they look at the CFL as an option? No, they won't. Do I think they should? For this game, I agree with Adam. I wouldn't be starting a guy coming out of the system, but I would consider bringing someone in as an outsider. Because what if this guy goes out there and plays absolutely terrible? You would like to at least have another option to go with.
What if he gets injured? Like the guy.
How's it going?
Hello, welcome back. I mean, Paul Bo Nix, he got injured on the fluke play. I mean, that can happen again in the first quarter. Then what do you do?
No, and I understand Harris is a great CFL. I'm not saying he would go from the NFL forever. I think you guys are missing my point and Dan's point. It's more, I don't know if I want to put my do or die game entire season on the line on one guy who hasn't thrown a ball since 2023 in a game. Practice is great. We're not talking practice. Not a game. Not a game. We talking practice.
And like, you know, it's like, do you want a situation like in that Carolina hockey game when a 46-year-old Zamboni driver comes in as a backup? Like, I don't know.
Like, yeah, I know what you're saying. He's been in the roster. He's been on the roster for 3 years, so he clearly does know the organization. He may know the players, but again,
the system.
But he hasn't played like in a real.
So is anybody else that. So is anybody else. Everybody just named.
And even when he does play,
what you guys are saying,
he's not even good.
You guys are saying, and I fully understand what you guys are saying, but he knows. I'm not going to change my mind about this. You guys probably aren't trying to change, but. This you got to go with your backup because you have no other choice. Going with anybody.
He really played as a defenseman in 2020.
You're going to lose. Well, let's get this straight. They're going to lose either way. I think they're not going to beat the Patriots next week. I don't think they are. They have no other choice but to go with the guy with their backup. He knows the system best, and if they could bring in somebody else, yeah, that's great because you have somebody else there. But like. You got to start. You got to go with the guy, even though he's sucked. You got to go with him at this point. Like win or lose, you got to stick with your guy. They've already said that they trust him and they think they'll be fine with him. I mean,
for sure.
Sean Payton's a very experienced coach. I'm interested to see what he comes up with to try and win this game.
Yeah, he doesn't have a lot of experience, this quarterback that they're bringing, but I do agree with Adam, and I also want to state what I'm saying. I want. Do I think it'll happen? No. But am I entitled to say I would love it if $1 million ended up in my glove box tomorrow? It's not going to happen, but I'd love for it to happen.
That's cool.
CFL. Hey, you know what? I get some people don't like the CFL. It's not for everyone, but I'm a big fan personally. And Key, I do believe, you know what? Send us a video of your cat making those picks, and we'll post it on our social media. We always love to see pets.
Yeah, there was a couple comments about her cat for making the picks. I think it's very cool. She's picking
your pet picks. Adam loves pets.
Yes,
I tried patting him once, so he didn't like it.
Really?
Dan, there's no way you actually believe that he tried to do that.
Well, Jacob, I never know.
I actually believe he tried to.
Well, I do have some good news. I do have some good news for. Speaking of pets, I do have some good news. My girlfriend's dog was very sick the last week, and it's been taking medicine. And for the first time in a week and a half, it actually cuddled up with me and acted like a normal dog. So I literally almost cried a little bit when the dog actually came to cuddle with me because it's been really sick and not feeling well. And I'm and then today it came in to cuddle with me, and I was like, oh, thank goodness.
Yeah, well,
so we got the dog some medicine and finally feel. I think the dog's finally back to feeling better. So
yeah, I remember you said it was acting weird.
You have no idea.
I was doing it's weird, bro.
But yeah, I just want to share that good news.
Oh, good news.
Yeah, the Oilers though they've
Congrats.
been playing great.
They figured out how to get good goaltending.
Tristan
Connor Ingram, what a cool story this is.
Good for them.
I'm very happy to see Connor Ingram making a comeback.
That team, the Oilers are going to still be a team where they're going to have stretches of good.
They're not back. No. Okay, I have a real question. Were the Oilers ever really here to begin with this year? Were they ever?
How can they be back?
Did they ever really arrive?
We haven't addressed the elephant in the room. Them losing Leon Draisaitl for like obviously.
I was just going to say that. Hopefully,
and of course, nobody
okay.
bothered him
all
with
right with him.
Nobody.
Yeah, okay, can no one say
crap.
that like his cousin's like doing something weird or something? Like, leave the man alone.
Like,
don't pull an Ottawa Senator fan base. Do better.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't
I
be
think
weird about
Edmonton's
it.
better
Don't be
than that.
weird.
Well, they'll do it, but like just
Dan, I wouldn't say that.
Okay, well, I have faith. I'm going to be 10. I'm going home.
Indiana is getting pumped.
Welcome back to the decks. I remember the cool Fox body Mustang.
Whoa to the Marlins.
Whoa.
To the Mick Oilers. He's not getting traded, guys.
First
the only goalie that's getting traded from the Leafs is solely the
Stars,
goalie.
Yeah.
He's the only one that's getting traded. Wool's not getting traded.
They might just stick with 3 goalies, honestly.
No, you can't cap old, bro.
Well, speaking of
trade, if Stolars plays bad his first start back, I think he's gone no matter what. They don't keep all 3. There's no
yeah, not like keep all 3.
Stolars makes too much money
because
I could see them keeping 3
because Woll and Stolars can't stay healthy.
Yeah, but
I could see them for this year only. If there's not a trade they like, I don't think they're going to give Stolars up for a bag of pucks.
The only thing I will say to you out of your comment, Jacob, about keeping all 3, I don't think Hilderby deserves to be in the AHL. But if you do decide to keep all 3, you can easily put him in the AHL and save the cap space because of a 2-way contract. Versus Stolars and Woll, you can't.
Well, what do you think, Dan, about this comment? You're always going on about how gorgeous William Nylander is. Is Stolars handsome? Is he too handsome to trade?
He's a good-looking dude. Yeah, he's 6'7". You know, he walks to the game in his suit. 6'7". You know, looking good in his suit. Yeah, I think he's a decent-looking guy.
But you know what?
Yeah, I don't care enough about the ladies.
He's not William Nylander, but you know he's looking really good.
Before we get into NHL scores today, we had a big trade today in the National Hockey League.
I was trying to bring that up.
Well, Lane, it has been brought. The Calgary Flames moved Rasmus Anderson.
Because you guys want me to talk.
Well, Lane, go ahead and talk about this trade.
I think it's a big trade for sure. You know, you got the big Rasmus Anderson gets traded to the Vegas Golden Knights for Zach Whitecloud, Abraham Waby, who plays in an under league, a 2027 first round conditional pick and a second 27 conditional round pick. And if they win the Stanley Cup with Rasmus Anderson, that pick gets upgraded to a first round pick. Ooh. So Rasmus Anderson, who only makes now, who also was also not mentioned on here, 50% retained salary on this trade for Rasmus Anderson. So technically, if you're wondering how did Vegas make this work, they actually save money by $225,000. As Zach Whitecloud actually now makes more than Rasmus Anderson does on the Vegas Golden Knights. So they actually gained $225,000 in salary cap.
How I didn't see this one coming surprises me, given all the rumors in the offseason. So let's go back to the offseason, actually. I want to remind y'all with the Marner situation going on, there were rumors that in that trade that the Leafs, Flames, and Golden Knights were in like talks of a massive trade together, where it was going to be Anderson to Vegas for Anderson to Vegas. Not Anderson to Vegas, Marner to somewhere. Marner was going to Vegas, and then Flames were getting something. I don't remember what it was. But like Rasmus Anderson, Mikko was going. Oh my gosh, sorry guys. I don't remember the trade fully. But Mikko Rantanen, I know, was going somewhere. Mikko was involved. Rasmus Anderson was involved, and Marner was involved. I don't think the Flames. I know all of them were involved at some point. It's a very random trade. Marner plus, it was a crazy offseason because I remember that being involved. And then
the Women's World Juniors.
It was very random.
They lose, unfortunately, 2-0.
Tough loss.
Yeah, tough loss. And Finland got relegated out, which was very shocking.
And apparently a big reason why this trade actually happened, I was reading about on Twitter, Chris Trotz reported, Rasmus Anderson came out in the last few days after, the trade talk started spiraling up that he will not sign a contract this year, pulling a Mitch Marner. He insists on going to free agency, and Vegas was the only team that was willing to take him on for the year and not and
it's because he's only wanted to go to Vegas. That's been something that's been reported since the offseason.
But he's not signing.
Rasmus Anderson, right? Rasmus Anderson's only destination, reportedly, that he wanted to go to in the offseason was Vegas. Vegas was going to be the team. If he was going to be traded, Vegas was the location he wanted to go to. But the Flames wouldn't do business with the Leafs and Dallas.
They'll never make a trade with the Leafs. They'll never make a trade with the Leafs.
There was because there was a big trade where Mikko was going to get acquired by Vegas or something, and something was supposed to happen. There was supposed to be a massive trade, and then it never ended up happening. But Rasmus Anderson has reportedly been wanting to only go to Vegas for a couple of months now.
Right.
It was very random. It was a very big thing in the offseason. I remember because that was when that's when all the rumors with Marner going to Vegas and Leafs were trying to trade Marner to Vegas to get something back for him and all that stuff. That was one of the rumors was that Mikko Rantanen was involved in the move or something. It was something really random. I don't remember exactly what is going down, but
I actually think, considering this crazy situation, Calgary did pretty good. Welcome to the show. Vegas is a new viewer. Good trade for Vegas and Calgary. Yeah, that's what I was just going to say here too. I think considering the situation, this is a good trade. It's really hard for a team like Calgary to get value from someone like Anderson because all the teams like Vegas know he's not going to stay in Calgary. He's not going to resign in Calgary. Calgary's not making the playoffs, and Anderson only wanted to go there. So it's very hard to get a good package back in return. And I feel like they did. I think Zach Whitecloud, I know he's struggling this year in Vegas, but I think he's an underrated defenseman. And in Vegas, he was more like a bottom 6 defenseman versus Calgary. I think he'll be a top 4, getting more ice time. I don't know this Weber person, so I can't comment that, unfortunately. But I also like the fact that they get both draft picks. And to add to Lane's point, was I didn't know that it could be a first-round pick if Vegas goes all the way. So I think getting a first and a second, potentially 2 seconds, a prospect and a roster player, and eating half the salary, I think this is a great win for Calgary. But I also think it's a great trade for Vegas because it could be a missing piece to making a deep cup one.
For sure.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, but I actually think it is a good trade for both sides.
Why do you feel like that way, Jacob? Because I disagree.
Well, I feel this way because everyone knew that Rasmus Anderson was going to be traded. Yeah. Everyone knew that Rasmus Anderson did not want to sign an extension. There was basically only one team that could get it done, and Calgary got 2 draft picks, a prospect, and an NHL-ready defenseman. I don't think this is a bad trade overall. And for Vegas, they don't care about keeping draft picks. They don't care about keeping prospects. They just want to win now.
Players.
They don't care. So you got to look at it. Last year, they didn't get it done. This year, they've added Carter Hart, Rasmus Anderson, and Mitch Marner.
Yeah.
Mind you, I still think Carter Hart's not the answer in net, not just because I don't think he's a very good goalie at this point in his career. And so I don't think they're done. But I do look at potentially Vegas. This is the move that they needed to solidify the back end a little bit more. And Rasmus Anderson is a good defenseman. When people kept saying Toronto should get him, I'm like, I don't think he fits the mold in what Toronto needs. But I think for Vegas, put this guy with a Noah Hannafin, and I think you got a really nice pairing there. So, but
and they used to be teammates too, Noah Hannafin and Rasmus Anderson. I think we even played together a few sips, right? So, great job on that. And I also just want to say thank you to the new viewers. It's great getting a couple new viewers again tonight. And if you like what you're seeing, please subscribe to the channel because it really helps a lot build our algorithm. And the higher we get an algorithm, thank you everyone to all the amazing comments. The more comments, the higher the algorithm we get, the more likes and shares, and the higher the algorithm, more we can do for you. So thank you everyone. We're so excited for growing with you. And I just want to give a quick shout out there.
Always good to add all the subscribbles, as I like to say. But
this is scribbles.
This is scribbles.
Oh my gosh. That doesn't make any sense.
I don't have to make sense. But
it would be nice if you did.
You don't have to make sense. You just got to make money.
Mr. Krabs, money.
You don't got to make sense. You got to make dollars.
And
That's right. If
kind
it
of
don't
looking
make
now,
dollars, it
though,
don't make sense. Quote from
At-
the game.
at the top defensemen that are kind of left on the table, at least that I can think of, I'm probably thinking Colton Parayko and Luke Shen are now the next two defensemen that teams will really be going after with Rasmus Anderson being gone.
For sure. I have a gas of ass.
Oh,
Ooh.
and Dougie Hamilton. Don't forget Dougie
And
Hamilton.
Yes.
Dougie, thank you. That's who I
Yes,
was
Lane,
forgetting,
yes.
Lane. You the
And
man. Yeah, there is. Yes, there is. Yes. Or is it ass?
So the last month or so, we've seen a couple minor league trades, and I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I've even looked at a big difference Troy Steser has made to Toronto. You can never underestimate any move. But Larson and Edmonton's kind of the first big trade we've seen this calendar year in 2026, and first trade we've seen probably since the earlier half of the season. So my gas or ask question is, last year we did a trade deadline episode and basically nothing happened. Why? Because all the trades happened a couple weeks before deadline. Now that this Larson Anderson trade happened, gas or ass, it's just a domino effect that we're going to start big trades happening.
Yes, 100%. Because this happens Dan, the thing is, this happens every year, right? Like,
Yeah.
Like I know we hate it, but just because there's a day, it's like, okay, here's a good analogy back in school. You get your assignment date. But
Yeah.
you know, the smart kids are going to do, they're not like me. They're not going to do it in the last second, like, holy crap, it's due at 12 o'clock. It's 11:52. I got to write a 6-page paper. No, they're going to do their homework ahead of time. They're going to study. They're actually going to load up their pull out their textbook and be like, I got to do this assignment and start working on it. So the teams are going to work on getting their players. They're going to start calling around. They're going to start looking to see who they want, get in those trade talks. They're going to start shopping. Teams want to get their shopping. It's like Black Friday. You want to get your shopping done before everybody else gets out there. You want to get your things. You want to get your roster kind of settled in before March, so you're not waiting too long for chemistry, because you know that sometimes happens. You wait till the last minute, all of a sudden it's March 1st. You just traded for your big guy, and all of a sudden, chemistry. No, there's no thing there. So you definitely want to get your guy here. You want to get him in the lineup. You want to get him in the, like as Adam talked about earlier, you want to get him with the roster, get him in the playbook, get him with the training center, get him acclimated in so he has time, get him in the lineup with chemistry. So I think they are going to do these assignments earlier, get their guy.
A smart one.
And then I think there will be some teams that'll do their last minute. Well, we haven't found anything. And that's when you see those trade deadline trades, maybe like those, which would be those, there will still be those odd guy, the big fish, and those small moves that you may pick off your roster. But I think the majority of the big trades are going to start happening from now. So I'm going to say gas 1,000%.
I'm going to say ass partly.
Interesting.
Because there is now, as of this Monday, or is it? No, sorry, this Wednesday. So it's either Monday or Wednesday. I don't remember what day it is. The 2nd or the 4th of February. So in about 2 weeks, either this Monday or Wednesday, the trade freeze begins until the 22nd for the Olympic Games. So no trades allowed
I forgot about
over
that.
the Olympic break. So I'm going to disagree in part because I don't think Artemi Panarin's going to get traded. I think he'll get traded at the deadline. Panarin won't get dealt yet, I don't think.
That's very fun.
In my opinion, I think he'll get dealt. I think he'll dealt. He might not even be dealt in season. He might be even dealt at the trade.
Oh no, they're going to get rid of him.
Draft.
No
you never know. I wonder if anybody else would get traded from the Rangers roster. Of course, I don't think.
I'd be like, I need trades. They would.
Hey, can I continue, Lane? Because you cutting me off here over just to yell. But I don't think all the trades are going to happen before the deadline, because I just think there's too many players. There's still too much time before the deadline, and plus the Olympic Games cutoff. Nobody's going to make a trade. I just don't think there's going to be trades even after the Olympics ahead of the break, because there's 12 days, I think 12 or 14, 2 weeks, a week and a half after the Olympic freeze ends to the deadline. I do think big trades will happen at the deadline this year, though, partly just because of the Olympic Games and stuff. I don't think Artemi Panarin is going to get dealt yet. I think Jason Robertson will get dealt before I think Jason Robertson will get dealt before the draft this year, just because I don't think Dallas are prepared to pay him the money he wants. He'll get dealt.
Yeah, it's a sting scenario.
I'll be interested to see if he actually gets traded in season or not, if they'll just keep a hold of him until.
Well, that's what I think we're going to do. I think we're going to try to keep a hold of him for a playoff push, and I can see.
Yeah, so I'm partly on.
I like that. That's interesting, Adam.
I don't fully agree.
I'm on the fence because I think we're going to see one more trade at least before the Olympics. And then I think after the Olympics, it's going to be pretty close to the deadline until another one's dealt. But I do think it's going to be one of these three defensemen who get dealt before the Olympic break, whether it's Hamilton, Parenko, or Shen. I think one of these guys is on the move before the deadline for the Olympic trade freeze.
Hamilton's my guy.
So,
I think he's
and
gone.
I think if it's
Luke Shen's my guy.
I think I was going to say, I don't think it's Toronto's going to make the move. And I think it's going to be Colton Parenko that's going to be the one that gets dealt.
Yeah, just they're all got different guys. Wow.
I mean, I think Luke Shen is the best bang for your buck on this list. But I do think, because Winnipeg, I don't think they're in a hurry to make a big trade right now. Because what has Winnipeg been doing lately? All of a sudden, they're winning games. So they're in a weird conundrum. I think the Dougie Hamilton situation is going to take longer to play out.
Mm-hmm.
No, but I think it's more like a Jason Robertson. I think because it's going to be a lot. Although
he's not even in the lineup.
I don't think it's going to be that much, Jacob. I really don't.
I disagree with you guys.
He got back into the lineup, guys.
I get that, but still, he's not worth what he was a couple years ago.
He played the next game. He was benched, and then he was put back in the lineup literally the next game.
Yeah, I know.
But I'm saying, though,
it's not like he's not playing.
No, I get it.
The Boston Bruins will trade for Colton Parenko.
Yeah.
I honestly wouldn't be surprised. After missing out on
they were trying to make
losing Carlo.
Colton Parenko is your type of defenseman that Boston loves. He's big, he's mean, he's physical, and they like to overpay guys. So they're going to go for Colton Parenko.
I just want to say there's a good question here in the comments I want to address from NAS26 here. I don't know if you see it, Jacob, but it says, does the Leaf managers trust Woll enough to avoid injury in trade stalwarts? Doubted. It is a good question. We've been talking about
point on why I think they might just keep all three for this year, and then
so I don't know if that's a gas or ask question or what, but it's great questions about we should address.
I think
he's
getting dealt. I think he's getting dealt.
Honestly, I think they're gonna. I think unless let's say for a Jason Robertson that you feel is your missing piece, that
True.
You have to trade it, which I don't see Dallas really wanting Stolars personally because they already have Jake Ottinger. But I mean, I honestly think the Leafs are going to stick with their 3 goalie system until the Lane is sick of my takes. I don't want to hear this crap. I think that they're going to stick with the 3 goalie system beautiful hair now. Because never mind just Woll or Stolars has not been able to play a full season without getting injured in their tenure with Toronto. So, and I don't think you want to go into a playoff run with Dennis Hildeby as the only option. There's no disrespect to Dennis Hildeby. I actually think he's playing great. I think he should start tomorrow. But I want to wait, and I wouldn't make a trade right this second personally if it's me. I would just leave it unless it's to get a piece that I think can win me a Stanley Cup. Like if it's for Steven Stamkos or Ryan O'Reilly or Jason Robertson, like Luke Shen, I don't think I need to trade an Anthony Stolar's caliber asset to get Luke Shen, right? So that's kind of where I'm at on that situation. Adam, I know you feel he's going to get dealt, but Dan, what do you think?
I don't know. At first I thought for sure he was going to get dealt, but then I'm doing the math in my head because I'm very number oriented and stuff like that. And I forgot that Hildeby technically has a 2-way contract. I just keep thinking, Hildeby's not an AHL quality goalie anymore. He's NHL caliber. And I totally agree with that. But worst case scenario, you have a luxury of putting Hildeby in the AHL because of a 2-way contract. So because of that, I think they can get away with a 2-goalie system. And Stolarz was the better goalie in the playoffs last year. So if he comes back this year after missing most of the season, he could be in very good physical shape after a big West to do a playoff one. So I agree with you, Jacob. I really do. Unless you're getting the big missing piece of Stolarz, I think you might be actually keeping him. But then you're going to have to try to trade him next year before his cap goes up again. And never.
So to your point, Dan, wait, before you continue, I do want to bring this up though, because I think it's a good point to discuss, I feel like, but do you feel that that there is the potential that you stun Mr. Hildebeest's development by sending him down to the AHL when he's shown he has the quality to be in the NHL at this point? And I also want to point out, Stolarz makes too much money to be a third string goalie, because I don't think he's played. He hasn't. I don't care what he's done in the past. I could give two rat's ass because he hasn't shown he's capable of being a starter in the NHL this year. You're only as good as your last start. His last start was horrendous.
True.
His last start does not. You do not play in the NHL after that start. He should not be playing. He should not. I don't want him here. If he's playing like that way, I don't think it's worth paying him the money that we paid him. I expected him to be like he was, or in most part, like 70% of what he was last year. He hasn't been that. He hasn't lived up to his end of his contract. And I think Hildeby and Wool have both lived up in most part to their contract and to their numbers that they're getting paid. They have held up their ends of their bargains. Hildeby is actually overproduced on his contract.
Was there? He has
paid a lot of money.
100%.
But it's like, what use do we have for Stolarz at this point? Like, I get it. Having three goalies is great, but I don't even like how we're playing the goalies right now, which is 1-1.
Just to quickly say, unfortunately for the Leafs versus Golden Knights game on the 23rd, I have to work, so I will not be able to do a live.
So Dan, you're stuck with Dan and Lane.
If they're able to do it.
Unfortunately,
I don't know if I can with my school classes and everything, but that's something I'll have to discuss
Friday. So you know what, Jackson?
Friday.
Lock in with us on our social media and we'll keep you posted. If not, there are some more games coming up. Like, I'm even seeing the Sunday one at 1:30 versus Colorado. That might be a fun one to do another watch along.
We should.
So
let's do that game.
We're definitely gonna. I want to say this though. We're definitely will be doing more of them. I think. I thought the first one was a huge success.
It was a great idea, Mr. Lane and Adam,
for nagging me enough until I said, "Okay, let's give it a shot."
Yeah.
Especially Lane.
Lane and Adam tag teamed on Jacob.
Oh, don't. Oh gosh.
But yeah, to answer that question, hopefully we will be doing one again soon.
But yeah,
I don't know what the good calls for, but yes, I make lots of.
That's so bad.
But no, I was going to say, to add to Adam's point there, just quickly, then we'll go to this next Robertson question. It's a good one too. With Anthony Stolarz, if he is getting 2.25 this year, and his 4.5 cap hit doesn't kick until next year.
Okay, yeah.
Right.
So you can still trade him like with less money on his contract at least.
Right. Now that's what I would do. I would keep him this year as a safety net and move him before that 4.5 million kicks in, because 4.5 is way too much for a fair string goalie. But anyway, but great points, Adam and Jacob. Lane, do you have any thoughts on that quickly about Stolarz and Wool and all that?
Well, yeah, I agree with what you guys are saying. Like, I personally wouldn't run with the three goalies, because I think, like, to be honest, you know what I mean? Like, I would personally not run with three goalies, because I think it's just a waste of your roster. Like, why would you have three goalies when you don't need three goalies? Like, I mean, obviously it could help, but if it's not going to work on the cap, especially with, because you got to remember, right? Stolarz's contract literally takes into effect next year. So if you get stuck with that, now you're stuck with the contract that you might not be able to move. So if you can move it this year and teams are willing to take it and you can get a defenseman to replace Chris Tanev, I think they should jump on that.
Yeah, Chris Tanev. Yeah, 100%.
Which is an interesting.
And that exactly brings in the Fun's Fist question about Luke Sen. That would be a perfect replacement for Chris Tanev.
And more of a question on why not Stolarz for Luke. I just feel you don't need to trade Anthony Stolarz to get Luke Schenn. I think you could use Anthony Stolarz in a piece for a bigger acquisition. I think you could probably trade Calle Yarncrow in a third round pick and bring in Luke Schenn. Or maybe a second round, but that's more That's more my thought process on it. I don't really see them needing to move a goalie that, last year at the highest save percentage in the NHL to get a 4-6 defenseman. And I don't think Winnipeg really wants Anthony Stolarz when they already have Connor Hellebuyck. So I think Anthony Stolarz, if you move him,
Winnipeg could be used a backup, though.
sure. But
Hellebuyck does struggle in the playoffs.
I think, though, you'd be looking for a bigger piece. That's all I'm saying if you're trading Stolarz. But let's get to this comment here about Robertson. Robertson likely going to Pittsburgh for either Rust.
Would that be incredible?
I don't know about him going to Pittsburgh.
Oh, would imagine Robertson with Crosby? Holy cow.
I don't really know if Pittsburgh is really...
They need that. Crosby's always had that big winner like Marian Hossa, Phil Kessel. And since they haven't had that, they haven't made it past the second round. I can totally see this happening.
No, I don't mean by it doesn't make sense.
I don't think Dallas will take any of that for Robertson. You guys also got to remember that
actually Pittsburgh is back in a playoff spot now.
I think Jason Robertson, I could be wrong. I think Jason Robertson's an RFA. So technically he has more value than a UFA. Yeah. I don't think Dallas are going to be particularly interested in Rust, Kulak, Raquel, or I just don't think.
I was going to say I don't really see Pittsburgh wanting to trade Raquel.
Yeah, I don't think any of that will be of interest.
How much should I zoom in? Should I zoom in this much? Should I keep zooming in? Zoom in on Lane.
Oh my gosh.
But no, I will say for Robertson, I got to agree with Adam in that sense. I think it's going to take a lot to get a Robertson.
Maybe for a couple first-round picks.
I'm not saying – actually, I thought Pittsburgh
traded so much to
Pittsburgh has now got points in 8 of their last 10 games and has now jumped right back into the playoff race. Man, the playoffs in the East, it's so tight right now. You look – even the Rangers, who are dead last in the East, are only 9 points out of a playoff spot. So, I mean, not that I think the Rangers are going to make the playoffs, but the point is, it's very, very, very tight right now. So, definitely lots of stuff going on for the trade deadline. Adam, Key agrees with you. He's getting dumped. Hopefully just at the trade, not if Stolarz is in a lovely relationship. I hope he doesn't get dumped. That'd be sad.
I read the comment on. I thought you meant Adam was getting dumped, and I'm like, whoa.
We would never dump him.
That's.
Oh, and he's just saying this is the rumor that's Pittsburgh, Rust, Raquel, both $5 million cap base, and he can hit. I mean, Rust and Raquel can hit. That's not wrong. They are both.
The only rumors I saw were Toronto. I think it was Toronto and Pittsburgh were both linked with Robertson.
Okay,
I'm not sure if it was Pittsburgh. I know Toronto was one of them. I don't know if it was Pittsburgh was the other team that I saw, but I did see there were 2 teams that were linked with him. I remember the other team, but the first team I saw was Toronto. I don't know what Toronto would give up for Jason Robertson, but Toronto is linked with Jason Robertson.
Probably Jacob Quinlan would be going.
Probably have to be Easton Cowan, right? Easton Cowan.
It would have to be Easton Cowan. Honestly, I would trade Easton Cowan for Jason Robertson. No doubt in my mind, I would trade Easton Cowan for Jason Robertson.
But here's an interesting conundrum that I don't think anyone was really expecting to be an issue right now for the Dallas Stars. They suck. They lost again today, 4-1. They have only won 2 games out of their last 10. They're on a 3-game losing streak. Again, Dallas is playing some really bad hockey lately. So they might want to make a major splash.
Call me crazy, but I can see Dallas trading Matt Duchene on trade deadline. I think Matt Duchene could be a really nice piece for a team that's has cap space and is young and wants some veteran leadership. And Matt Duchene, I was looking at making my Tim's picks today, and Matt Duchene's having a horrible year. Last year, he had 82 points, 82 games. This year, I think he's got 4 goals or some crazy things, having a horrible year. So I could see Dallas moving Matt Duchene in the trade deadline. And just back to Ontario Secret's comment, there is Amazon Monday Night Hockey going on.
Yeah, the Leafs have a big game on Monday, so, but... Yeah. But I'm just meaning for Dallas here. They lost to Tampa. Tampa's winning streak finally was snapped, but then they just go ahead and win the next game. And Tampa still has a point in, I think, 13 straight games now. I'm looking at Dallas, who's struggling of late. Remember, Dallas and Colorado used to be neck and neck. Now they're 11 points behind Colorado. Something something might need to give in Dallas, and I could potentially see it being a Jason Robertson if they feel they can't resign him. So if you trade Jason Robertson and you bring in, maybe some depth.
I have no idea
lineup.
why Jason Robertson doesn't want to resign there. That makes no sense.
I don't. It doesn't
No,
mean
it's not that he
maybe
doesn't want
like
to
cowboy
resign.
hats. I have no idea.
It's that Dallas can't pay him the $12 million that he reportedly wants.
Oh,
and
because of Rantanen. Yeah.
And
the issue is because of the Rantanen contract.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to point out quickly
what
Matt Duchene, 24 games, 4 goals, 7 assists, 11 points, and -6 in 15 minutes of ice time.
You know what? I could totally see Winnipeg trading for Matt Duchene.
Oh, wouldn't that be great? Holy cow. He's a $4.5 million cap hit, $6 million salary until 2029. It's a horrible contract, but boy, that would be a great move of Winnipeg. Wow.
All I mean, though, for Dallas, I could see a shakeup coming. I don't think it'll be yet because I think Dallas has put themselves in a position where they're more than likely at least going to make the playoffs. Although, I mean, they'll probably make the playoffs. Right now, they are 9 points ahead of Utah when it looks into a wild card position. So, more than likely, they're going to make the dance. The only thing is, you're looking at Dallas and if they would right now be playing Minnesota in the first round, and I'll be honest, I think Minnesota would beat them right now. The way Dallas is playing. So I could see Dallas actually making a splash very, very soon. Would Robertson want to play in Winnipeg? I mean, I would love to see Winnipeg go for Robertson, but I don't think Robertson wants to be in. I don't know. Maybe I'm mistaken, but I couldn't see them. I don't
know why he doesn't want to be in Dallas. So maybe Winnipeg's better than Dallas. I don't know.
It's not that he doesn't want to be in Winnipeg. Not in Dallas. He can't. Dallas literally cannot sign him to the $12 million that he wants.
I don't think
it has nothing to do with. It has nothing to do with Robertson. It has nothing to do with Robertson not wanting to be in Dallas. It's that Dallas literally cannot pay the man because they paid Mikko.
Right,
that's the whole issue.
True, yeah.
That was the whole thing in the offseason with Winnipeg was.
Well, when
Dallas signed Mikko to his contract, the whole rumor all summer that I saw was that is Jason Robertson going to get dealt because if he wants the 12, which was what Mikko, of course, got, which everybody was I was at least surprised by him getting 12. I thought he was going to get more. But because Dallas signed Mikko, they can't keep Jason Robertson. So the whole thing was how is Dallas going to choose between having Mikko and having Jason Robertson? If Jason Robertson really wants 12, they can't have both of them after this offseason. But if they keep Jason Robertson and he's an RFA, that's what I'm saying. If he wants $12 million, they can't keep both of them. That's the whole issue.
Or hold on,
pay cut to stay in Dallas.
He won't call me a seal because I'm going to say or.
Yeah.
Jake Ottinger has been inconsistent for you in Dallas. Talk about a major shakeup. Trade Jake Ottinger, trade Matt Duchene, and then there's your money to keep Jason Robertson. Call Toronto and say, give us Anthony Stolarz. And hold on. Give me Anthony Stolarz, Easton Cowan, and a first-round draft pick. We'll give you Jake Ottinger, who isn't necessarily happy in Dallas. Do I think it'll happen? Absolutely not. But I'm just saying, as Lane was pointing out, if you really want Jason Robertson in your lineup, there are ways to make the money work. You just have to get creative.
Another little statistic here to look at. Kind of shows you.
I don't see Robertson being traded for Yarncroke. I think you'd have to give up a lot more than that.
Yeah, that'd be a great trade.
I'm cooking.
It's not happening. No,
I know
you're not saying it's going to
happen.
I know you're saying it's not going to happen.
Like
the whole crux of the issue of them potentially trading Robertson was that there's that potential. I also think there's the potential Dallas holds on to him because I believe he's an RFA this summer.
Like a Wento
they can
player,
just make a bunch of they can make just a bunch of picks off of the guy by just keeping
him. That's true.
Because then if he gets offer sheeted, they just have to refuse it and then get a shit ton of first round picks.
Because I do think
But
I do think Robinson's worth the $12 million.
Oh, what's this Wheel of Fortune?
He's worth
Wayne
the
wants
12
to
for
show
sure.
us?
Well, this is the cap space coming into next year. So the cap is going to be $98 million. They currently have $5.2 million. If, like you said, if they really wanted to, they could trade. You could trade a Jamie Benn and Labushkin $8 million, gets you up to 13. Bada bing, bada boom. Mr. Wild, step in the room.
Wow.
There's your $12 million. I mean, you could do it.
It could be done.
It's not easy, but
But
if
it
you
could
really
be
want
done.
to, if you want to give up all your depth and have no depth, you
I
could
think
do
you're
it.
lying.
No, he's not
I
lying.
think you're lying.
No, but then it becomes the
think you're
issue.
lying.
I will say, like, saying
'Cause-
all of this is all cool and stuff, but then it becomes the issue is that eventually, like, I know the cap is going up
But
and
Jamie
everything,
Benn
but
doesn't
I
even have
do think I do think there is the
Losing
potential
Robinson,
that Dallas
yeah.
just don't want Jason Robertson
They
anymore
don't,
because they
really.
have a Wyatt Johnson. Like Wyatt Johnson is also younger than Jason Robertson. Like they have, like I think if they lose Jason Robertson, it's not as big of a deal. Like they're an old team, but I don't think they're not even that crazy old. I guess
They're old enough.
like,
I mean, I kind of agree.
yeah,
at this
like I
point in
just
here.
don't think it's that.
40
like, I
goals.
just
scored,
don't
I
think
it's a
it's-
terrible decision.
I just don't think it's like if they could get something back for him, trade him.
But Adam,
Like I
here's
still
what-
think like if you'll get a lot back for Jason Robertson just because he is an RFA, and you'll still get a lot of money back for because he's not a UFA. There's no trouble in him just walking because they have his rights.
but
True.
here's the other. You mentioned it's more. I mean, Miko Rantanen. I think it's more Thomas Harley. Like whoa.
It's Miko. It's Miko. It's
Well,
nothing to
it
do with
doesn't
Thomas
help that
Harley.
you gave us a $6 million extension to Thomas Harley. Next
Yeah, but like I don't think. But when you're talking about who it is, the obvious like decision, I guess that I at least see that is the reason I say it's more so Miko than it is anybody else is because they acquired Miko and Miko
Yeah, I understand
and
that.
Robertson played the same exact position.
What if you could
And
trade
that was
Tyler
a part of
Seguin?
the debate.
What if you could trade Tyler Seguin and move like if you want to get creative, right? Let's just try to get creative here. You could move Tyler Seguin. That's $4 million right there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it counts towards the cap. I don't how
It
that
doesn't
works.
at the moment, but if he comes back, then it would.
Right. So
But-
right now,
Nobody's gonna acquire an injured guy though. That's
To
the
kind of
thing.
address this comment here about Dallas isn't trading a number one goalie when they're a cup contender. My only thing is I'm more thinking in the offseason if Robertson doesn't get moved now. Let's say Dallas fails again and Ottinger has a so-so playoff run again. I could see the conversation being had of Jake Ottinger potentially being moved. That's all
Well,
I'm saying.
There was controversy last year during the playoff one.
The
when
goalie-
Dallas
the guy's
got
gone.
eliminated between
coach is
Ottington
gone.
and the coach, right?
I understand
coach
the
is
coach is
gone.
gone, Adam,
The
but
coach
that
is
doesn't
gone.
mean that doesn't mean the burn's still not there.
That's what I'm saying.
No, the bird's there. The bird's there.
Burn,
But
baby, burn.
The guy who
Just
fired
go
you
burn
isn't
out.
there. They
I
fired
agree
the
with
guy
that
who burned
comment.
you.
Toronto could desperately
Like-
use a winger like Robertson.
Who's
Yeah,
the
but they're
best
not
team
gonna,
of the East
like,
without being a Jays
I
fan?
understand what you guys are saying.
Ooh.
Like, I understand what you guys are saying. Like, I fully do. But I don't think Dallas, if Dallas wanted to keep Jason Robertson, they would have already made moves to keep Jason Robertson.
Make money.
They wouldn't have not dealt with this in the summer if they wanted to keep Jason Robertson. If they wanted to keep him, if they were serious about doing it, they wouldn't have given Thomas Harley that money. They wouldn't have paid Miko Rantanen $12 million. They wouldn't have done all of this stuff that led up to them not being able to keep Jason Robertson. They knew how much Jason Robertson was gonna get because Jason Robertson's gonna get $12 million. Whether Dallas pays it or not, Jason Robertson's gonna get that money because he
Oh, for
is
sure.
one of the best goal scorers in the league.
Jason
Not-
Robinson
but,
could
like,
get
they
more than 12
haven't-
million.
But they haven't dealt with it. They haven't dealt with the issue.
well, because Dallas feels
of
they
them
can win a
getting
cup
the
if he's
money.
a rental player. They don't care.
But if Jason Robertson was somebody they wanted to keep, if it was, they would have already dealt with it. They
For
haven't.
sure.
So he's.
I agree with
he's
Adam.
leaving. They would have already dealt with this. They haven't. Jake Ottinger's not getting moved, guys. Unless Jake Ottinger asks to be dealt, Jake Ottinger is not getting traded by Dallas. Would be dumb to trade Jake Ottinger. Like
Look,
that
I'm
would
just-
be even dumber than trading Jason Robertson.
So I
Look, I'm just-
But
Look, I'm
I
just
do.
going to say, though, if the Dallas Stars blow it again and Ottinger has another mediocre playoff run, you guys can't be all like the Leafs had to let Marner go because of the playoff failure. And
I
then
agree with
say
you,
the
Jacob,
Stars
on
have
that.
to keep Jake Ottinger even with the playoff failure. And
Yeah.
I'm not
Dallas
saying they
has
have to
not been able to
keep
get
him.
over that hump, right? So if
But that's not his
Ottinger,
fault.
you're paying Ottinger, Ottinger's a big reason why, dude. You're paying him
100%.
$8 million to put up mediocre playoff numbers. I'd say the same thing about Hellebuck and Winnipeg, right?
100%.
And the only way you can pay a goalie top money like that is if he's Bobrovsky. And when the chips are down in the playoff game, I'm not talking regular season, I'm talking a playoff game. You need a big save, you get it. Like Marc-Andre Fleury back in the day with Pittsburgh, who never got it done after Fleury left. And
Right.
that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that trade will happen today. I'm not saying the trade will happen at all. But I am saying a conversation will be had if Dallas continues the trend that it's having at this point in the year. They go into the playoffs and they have another disappointing playoff run. And I don't care if they got to face Colorado. The Dallas Stars are expected to make it to the Cup Finals. That should be the standard for the Dallas Stars.
So I have a
right
follow-up
now.
question to everyone, Jacob.
Yeah, I know.
And
Lane has something to say here.
well, I want to add to what you guys were saying. Is this potentially not like in the same sort of way, but could this become a Mitch Marner 2.0 where it's like, well, you could have traded him if you keep. No, it's a valid question. I just want to get this where it's like the same thing with the management, where it's like, well, they could have traded him or they kept him. Now he goes somewhere else.
Not true.
And are the fans going to be like, what the hell? It's all his fault that he left us.
About who? Jason Roberts?
Yeah.
I don't think so because I don't think Dallas has
Jason
the same fan base as the Leafs. And also, too, if you let it play out with Robertson, you're getting 3 first-round picks. Not Nicholas Waugh.
It's not the same situation at all.
It's not the same situation.
It's nowhere near the same
opinion.
situation.
Oh, is he not UFA?
He's an RFA. It's not the same situation.
RFA.
They're completely two different situations.
You do not, Lane. Don't you dare ever apologize to me or my son again.
I didn't realize he was in RFA. My bad.
Adam is my son.
Wow. Okay, that's weird. But I would wait players by how they were covered.
When does he become a UFA?
After this contract, they didn't buy out all of his
players and how well they cover and
RFA
dominate
days.
positions. Yeah, I wouldn't. Look, if I'm Dallas, I'm not trading Robertson. I'm moving Lyubushkin, Duchesne, and I don't know, someone else, and making it work. But I don't think
that's what I'm saying. I think there's some pieces in Dallas you can move to make this work. I really do.
But the thing about playoff fairs, regular season fairs, you can always blame a bad regular season on an off year.
They would have already dealt with this. They haven't dealt with it.
No, but I think they want. I think,
but you guys can talk. Yeah, but you guys can talk about them making all of these different moves all you guys want. The fact of the matter is, if they wanted to do it, they would have already dealt with this situation a couple months ago. When they failed again to get out of the playoffs, they could have dealt with. They fired the coach. They could have traded Ottinger in the summer. They could have traded all of these other guys because again, they failed. There is no if. Like you guys can talk about it all you want, but like it's true. They could have dealt with this in the summer because they failed again to get by a team that they are better than. They were better. You could say they were a better constructed team than the Oilers last year. They were. It's the same.
For sure.
Before. It's the same roadblock, and it's you can't like I. You could say that about the Leafs. The Leafs should have dealt with this years ago because they kept they kept failing at the same hurdle, but they didn't. Dallas is going to do the same thing. They should have already dealt with it in the summer. They didn't deal with it in the summer. So I just think, in my opinion, if they wanted to keep Jason Robertson, because Jason Robertson is such a good player, they would not have led. It should not have led to this, where it's like, are they going to trade the guy? Is the guy even going to be here in a couple months? Because if they leave it so far, Jason Robertson might be, I don't even want to be here.
Well, the way I look at it,
he can walk if he wanted to.
Like you look at these guys like Sagan and Lyubushkin and all that, you can move. We're just looking at these guys as a rental situation, right? And I think this is the last year for Dallas to make a run with this core of team, right? And if they don't get it done this year, then you're going to trade all these guys in the offseason. Then you're going to lose these guys to free agents, and it sucks, right? But I really think that's why they didn't make the moves this summer. I think this is the last year you make a cup one with Lyubushkin, with Sagan, with Duchesne, with Jamie Benn, with Nico Rantanen, with Jason Robertson, Wyatt Johnson, Ben Ottinger, insert name here. This is a very strong, underweighted team, and this is their one last shot to do it. And does that mean they lose all these guys at free agency and lose Jason Robertson and they suck for the next 10 years? Then so be it.
Robertson's the only player of that list, I think, that's expiring. Tyler Seguin, I think, has another year on his contract, if I'm not mistaken.
But they'll move him the off season.
Jamie Benn might be out because I think Jamie Benn's only been signing like 1-year extensions. Last guy. He might just end up retiring. We're not getting Panarin.
I think Lane has a point here, Mo.
The only thing I would say about that, which I don't think it will, with Shesterkin suffering a very, very bad injury, they need a goaltender. So, like, for example, when I said I wouldn't trade Stolars to bring in Luke Shen, how much I love Luke Shen. If I can trade Stolars, Callan, and 2 first-round picks and bring in Panarin, I would do it. That's my point on it. Do I think Panarin will come to Toronto? No, I still think Toronto. I'm going to make Dan angry again. And I still think Toronto should be calling Calgary about Jonathan Huberdeau. And I'm going to make Lane again because Lane says Toronto and Calgary would never make a trade together.
Do you know where I do see Panarin? I see Panarin in either Pittsburgh or Washington.
Neither one of them have the collateral.
I see him low-key, I see him going back to Chicago, to be honest with you. Because I think Chicago has the assets, has the actual assets.
Panarin for Robertson. Let's go.
Panarin,
I do have a question, though.
Panarin has the ties to Chicago, plus Chicago has the assets to acquire Artemi Panarin. What New York would want for Panarin, Chicago can provide.
Connor Bedard.
Option. No, they won't give him Bedard, but they'll give him like another one of their many prospects, because Artemi Panarin is not a player you walk away from. Like, I think Artemi Panarin is like that talented. I think it makes sense to make that trade. Like, I think that would be awesome. Like, Bedard and Panarin would be disgusting.
What's your question, Lane?
So if Jason Robertson's an RFA,
why
doesn't he just take why doesn't he just pull a McDavid and say, okay, I'll stick around for 1 more year at a crappy cap hit, and then hear me out though. In 2 years from now, the cap goes up another additional $15 million. There's your contract. All you got to do is take 1 bad year. You're an RFA anyways. You don't have to leave. You can just pull a McDavid and say, I'll give us another year for the cap hit to go up another $10 million. Then then the cap hit goes up $25 million. Then you can keep Jason Robertson and the team, and you can do the right thing.
It's not true.
Why does he have to leave?
I
don't understand.
Love it, Lane. Love it. I agree with you.
Why is it not true?
Because why would Robertson do that when he could sign a 3-year deal at $12 million somewhere else?
But
to win a Stanley Cup.
He can sign as an RFA because so the way RFAs work is, let's say the Edmonton
Lane's
Oilers.
right here.
Can I finish? Let's say the Edmonton Oilers offer Jason Robertson a $12 million contract, okay, over 3 years. And let's say he accepts that contract. Dallas can either match it, or they can say to Edmonton, to give me that contract, you have to give me the draft picks. So what I'm saying is Robertson can get anywhere from 10 to 12 million in the open market, even as an RFA. So why would he sign for $6 million if Dallas doesn't value him?
To win a cup.
Dallas isn't going to win a cup. They're not going to beat Colorado. This team will not beat Colorado. I'm telling you that right now. They will not win a cup. So for Jason Robertson, there is no point for him to stay in Dallas unless they're going to pay him. So, as we said, like, Dallas,
at least you won't get taxed in Dallas.
That's like saying that teams are going to take less money to play in Toronto. Toronto has no ability to win a Stanley Cup. Like, so neither does Dallas. They both fail. The difference is Dallas gets 4 extra home games out of it. But at the end of the day, like, you're looking at a failing you're looking at a franchise that has never been able to get over that extra hump. And for Jason Robertson, he's going to get 10 to 12 million as an RFA. So why would he sign for 6 or 7?
I think Robertson could get 14 million. But to add to Lane's point, why not take less money in Dallas or every year? Because he doesn't pay tax. He's in Texas, right?
And I'm sorry, but the tax code thing, I know I brought it up sometimes too, but he could sign. Okay, fine. He'll sign in Florida for 12 and not pay tax.
Yeah, but you look at guys like Bob
Mossant
and Sam Bennett and Aaron Lackland. They all figured out this loophole. And Dallas has the same benefit as Florida. So why not do the Dallas players get together and figure out this loophole too?
Florida's been in the Stanley Cup 3 straight years. Dallas has failed every year. There's a difference.
Yeah, but they're so close this year.
No, they're not, Dan. Dallas is 2-6-2 in their last 2-6-2 in their last 10 on a 3-game losing streak.
Okay,
They're
Florida
terrible.
had this big slump too. I still think we're going to make it all the way this year.
Colorado has not had a slump at all, Dan.
Yeah, they'll fall apart again.
They are in a slump. They're in a slump.
Colorado's
little
slump
bit of
is
a slump.
6-3-1.
They've
If you call
struggled
that
a
a
little bit.
slump, I wish my team slumped every year.
They haven't been as great as they have been.
I know, but their
a little
slump
bit.
is still a good team.
I'm,
I'm sorry, no
nobody's-
one is
I
beating
didn't say
Colorado
that.
out of the West right now. It's not even a question. That's just kind of my 2 cents on it.
But we
We have
some more
lots of comments.
great
but
comments. Yeah,
We
Some
did have a
Blue
comment
Jay
I want to get back
too
to
we gotta
earlier.
get to.
Wings with an embarrassing win in overtime today. So the Red Wings
Ah,
did get a 4-3 victory over the Ottawa Senators.
yes.
James Reimer getting his first start in the NHL, allowing 4 goals on 34 shots. So I guess Jake Sanderson's happy because he made at least 10 saves.
That's why.
And look, the Red Wings got it done. The Red Wings may not be looking pretty every night. They're not as pretty as Lane Dashing Dashco, but they are finding ways to win hockey games. And you look with Detroit's win again, they are tied for, well, they have as many points as Tampa for first in the Atlantic. Only difference is Tampa's done it in 3 less games. So
Yeah.
Detroit, the goal differential only being a +4, you wouldn't think they'd be this good of a team, but they're finding ways to win a lot of games. John Gibson with an okay performance tonight. Goaltending hasn't been as good as they were hoping it would be, but at the end of the day, the Detroit Red Wings do get a win. You can say it's embarrassing because Ottawa outshot them. You may argue Ottawa outplayed them, but at the end of the day, Detroit finds a way to get the 2 points where Ottawa only gets the 1, which Ottawa is now 6 points out of a playoff spot. They're starting to fall behind a little bit, but look, at one point, Toronto was bottom of the East. Now they're 1 point back of a playoff spot. So anything can happen right now in the way the Atlantic is going. And just for the other games that went on tonight as well, the Edmonton Oilers absolutely demolished the St. Louis Blues 5-0.
Huge
Very
shout out Connor
easy.
Ingram to his first saddle of the year.
Yeah,
Nice
very
to see
easy
him
win
come back.
for the Edmonton Oilers. And yeah, Connor Ingram getting a shutout. Tristan Jarry had a shutout the night before. So this is 6 straight periods without allowing a goal. Jordan Binghamton allowed 5 goals on 28 shots. So glad he's Team Canada's starting goalie. And you know what, Edmonton, they may have not got goals from Connor McDavid, but Mangiapane got on the board. Podkolzin got on the board. Zach Hyman of 2 goals. So even without Leon Draisaitl, they're finding ways to spread the love offensively. So I think the
That's
Edmonton
Oilers for
Oilers
you.
have to be happy with a pretty good win.
My mic was just like, oh! My mic is apparently not an Oilers fan because it just fell down.
Imagine barely beating the Sens. Hey, barely beating, it still equals 2 points. I mean, again, that game was a total of 3 points given out, which is my whole gripe with the point system.
The Sens are still a pretty good team.
No, they're not. The Sens are pretty bad, in my opinion. I think the Sens are cooked. I think they need to fire their coach. They need to blow up the team, and they just need to move on. That group just doesn't seem to know how to stay out of trouble. Dan, you look very confused. Why?
Well, I heard Lane say something, but I didn't hear what he said.
You said the Sens are still a pretty good team, and I answered.
No, before that, you said something dropped.
Oh, my mic dropped. My mic was like,
Dan's thinking
oh!
something else dropped.
No. But before the mic drop, you said something.
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay. Well, that's why I was confused. Guess I'm losing my mind here.
I could see you know what, Ontario Secret, man, we really want to talk we want to talk Jason Robertson tonight. Maybe it's
It's a big move.
Podcast. Yeah, Jason Robertson to the Red Wings, putting him with Dylan Larkin. That would be something interesting to watch.
I
still think Detroit needs defense and depth more than they need top end scoring. But
I disagree with you on that.
Colorado is your target. Are you strong enough to wear down Colorado? I do agree with that. I think Colorado is setting the standard this year.
Sure.
I mean, ever since the Leafs beat them, they've been struggling a little bit, but Colorado might only meet Dallas in the conference finals, and they might not meet at all. That is also very true. You don't honestly. Maybe I'm crazy. I don't have as much faith in this Dallas Stars team as everyone else does. I
hear you.
I feel about them the way I feel about the Leafs, the way I feel about the Bills. Until they actually get over the hump, I'm not going to have confidence that they're going to get it done.
Maybe Dallas needs to sign Brett Hall back. And
They've been to the conference finals twice in a row.
That's not getting it done.
That's
not getting it done. Okay. It's not.
That's not what I would. I'm just saying, like, they've been further than two teams you just named in the playoffs. Like, they've been to the moments, and it's like there's just been failure, but they've shown they're capable of getting to the games. It's just about winning them at the end of the day. I think those last 2 years have been on coaching more than on the players. Whether, like, I know you probably disagree with that, but
no, I do agree with you on that. I think coaching's
anything.
been horrendous in Dallas.
So I think it's like, I'm interested to see how they do this. I'm not concerned with them because I don't think it's, as I've said with every other team we've talked about, where some of you guys have all panicked about a team and then they've ended up being fine, aka the Leafs, or other teams that have ended up being fine because they've ended up getting it together because they're way too good to continue to be bad for very long. I'm not ready to panic about either the Sens or Dallas yet, because I think the Sens are 6 points out, but everybody in the Atlantic have been earning points recently. They could go on a run and they could very easily be a point back. The Leafs could easily be dead last in the Atlantic next week or in 2 weeks.
Adam,
that's how good the Atlantic division has been. I don't panic. I'm not panicking yet, because we're not even at the trade deadline yet. We're not even at the Olympic break yet. Like, there's still plenty of hockey to be played where I think panicking, and I just think panicking is ridiculous at this point.
I guess my more point is, I guess we can compare the Dallas Stars to the Carolina Hurricanes then. Either way, they're not getting
Adam, you don't have to be mathematically to have your season now.
They're a team that is expected to get to the Stanley Cup Finals.
They're not
and they're just not getting there.
It's not out. It's not done yet. It's not done yet. Season's not over yet.
I know, but
there's still time to get back into it.
You're missing my point.
I'm talking about. No, I get your.
So you're
point.
saying Vancouver could still make the playoffs?
I mean, technically, yeah.
Mathematically, they can. Whether they make it, I'm not saying they'll. I'm not saying they'll make it. I don't think you're getting my point now. I'm just saying mathematically, their season is
I know that,
over,
but there's
Vancouver's way too far out. Mathematically, that is realist. It is real. The Canucks aren't out of a playoff spot yet because they're not out. They're out of a playoff spot. Mathematically, they could still do it. Same thing. The Sens not mathematically out of a playoff spot. Their season's not done yet. Dallas, their season's not done yet.
Could make a comeback. I just don't see it with that group. I think with the goaltending,
I never said they will make a comeback, but they aren't mathematically out yet. Nobody's mathematically out of the playoffs yet.
No, they're not.
Like, it's too early to panic. Like, we're panicking about
I'm not panicking about the Sens.
That is so talented.
First, I don't think the Sens are that good. I don't think the Sens are that good.
But they were. Well, they made the playoffs.
They barely made the playoffs last year in a weak Eastern Conference.
Yeah, but they still made it. Made it.
But they barely made it. They actually have a better record this time this year than they did last year. The difference was the Atlantic's just done better. Neither Montreal or Ottawa, if they played the way they did last year, would have made the playoffs this year. They were lucky last year. And yeah, Montreal's improved this year. Ottawa is the same crap that they were last year. They're a mediocre team that can't keep the puck out of their own net and can't stay out of their own way to the media. So at the end of the day, no, I have more confidence that the Philadelphia Flyers, the Columbus Blue Jackets, New Jersey Devils, and the New York Rangers will make the playoffs before the Ottawa Senators this year.
You
can clip that January the 18th at 11:53 at night, that I have zero faith in the Ottawa Senators making the playoffs.
Okay, so Jacob, Linus Ullmark, though, could come back and go on a run. So that is very possible because Linus Ullmark is.
I could all of a sudden lose 200 pounds, learn how to skate, and become the best player in the NHL. It's not happening. Even if Louis Ullmark comes in, this team still isn't good.
Yeah, but the Linus Ullmark is their best goalie. They've been without their best goalie for such a long time. I think he's better than what they have. Like, I just think at the end of the day, you need goaltending to compete. And Linus Ullmark is a good enough goalie that they could figure it out.
Not in Ottawa. He's never been that great in Ottawa.
But he could figure it out with them. He's shown he can be a good goalie.
Been very small.
I don't think it has any. I think Ottawa will figure this situation out. I don't think it's as bad. Like, I do think it's bad. Like, their situation is bad there, but I do think they're too talented of a group. Brady's not even fighting people anymore, so it's like really weird.
This
situation.
team has leadership problems, it has coaching problem, it has character problems. But Lane wants to show us a graph. Apparently Nickelback is back in session today. So what are we looking at here, Mr. Dashko?
So this is done every year, and this is a very accurate graph of teams' playoff probability. It's the most accurate one. It's about 98% accurate every year. And these are the probabilities of teams to make the playoffs as it stands. Vancouver, 0.1%. Chicago, 2.4.
Yeah,
Rangers,
low.
4.7. And before you say, oh, they're just picking on certain teams, they actually do it statistically. They go through strength of schedule, who you face, the points you have to make up, who you're facing, the amount of points you have to make up, your schedule.
Calgary's up there so high.
It's not just like bias for some reason. St. Louis is at 6.7%. New Jersey's at 12.6%. Vancouver's at 14.2%. Calgary's at 18%. Ottawa is at 20% right now. Toronto's at 20.9%. Philly's at 25%. Nashville's at 28.4%. The Leafs are only at 30%. San Jose's at 31.6%. Anaheim is at 35.6%. Seattle's at 48%. Florida's actually at 50%. Buffalo 53%. Pittsburgh 53%. Washington 54%. LA 58%. The Islanders at 62%, Boston at 68%, Utah Mammoth 74%, Montreal 75%, Detroit 75%, the Oilers at 86%, Vegas at 97%, Carolina at 98%, Tampa Bay at 98%, Dallas at 99%, Minnesota 99%, and Colorado at 100%.
Wow, interesting. It's few surprises.
Another thing.
Where did we go?
Another thing to note is, at American Thanksgiving, and if you don't believe me, you can look it up. It's a real stat. 85% of the teams that are not in a playoff spot by American Thanksgiving do not make it.
It's not true.
So I understand.
I heard that stat.
Adam, I do understand. You're being positive. There has to be a.
I'm not being positive.
You are. You're saying
that's not the point.
I know you're being like you're looking at you're looking at the glass half full, being like, well, it could stop and you could go on a run. I get all that, but there's a sense of realistic saying, but are they actually going to win 40 of their next 42 games, and everyone's going to lose?
So you're saying there's a chance?
Yeah,
I get what both of you are saying. I get what Adam is saying.
No, I get what he's saying.
That realistically,
I do get it.
Ottawa all of a sudden could do what Toronto. As if you remember, Lane. No offense, you showed us this chart about a month ago when the Leafs had a 2% chance of making the playoffs.
I know, a lot can
now
change.
They're 1 point out. Ottawa could, in theory, Allmark could come back, get a shutout almost every other night, and Ottawa could get points in 15 straight games. It's possible. Lane, you're saying it probably won't happen. Adam is just saying it's too early to write a team off that's 6 points out. I'm in the middle because I don't think it's going to happen, but I get what Adam is saying.
Yeah,
when it comes to my opinion of Ottawa, I'm sorry. I know we have Ottawa fans in the chat. They have some good players and great fan base. When it comes to Ottawa, I agree with Jacob on this one. I get mathematically Ottawa can make it, but I'm looking at Omar in Chicago. Wow, that'll be interesting. I could see that happening potentially. That's a cool trade.
I don't see Ottawa trading Omar the way things have gone this year. Would make the allegations look like it's true, even if it's not.
Well, I didn't think
Which is not true, by the way. Oh. I get to do it.
I think you're lying.
It's not true.
I love the Ottawa.
Yeah, but look at it, right? Like, I think Ottawa's not making the playoffs because of the drama and the locker room culture and all that. Mathematically, sure, they can make it, but I'm not seeing it.
And if they don't make it, I think this will be Travis Green's last year as head coach.
Oh, this is an epic fail for Ottawa. I really think so. Like I thought Ottawa was going. I thought Ottawa kept it close to the Leafs last year, and I thought they had a legitimate chance of building something, and it just all blew up.
This is an interesting question, Lane. I don't know if you can look back this far, but when St. Louis made that crazy run, what was their probability of making the playoffs?
Oh, it's pretty bad.
Oh, great question.
I know it can happen.
That point's kind of what Adam is saying. Numbers don't lie, but anything can happen when Timothy went to school, and they're not calling for a lot of snow tomorrow, so it won't be a snow.
That's not my point. My point, like, I get that you guys, like, I get what you guys are saying. I do. But it's like, it's the same thing you guys did. Because it's true. You guys did it so long. You guys did it like 3 weeks ago. Lane and Dan, you were both freaking out about the Leafs not making the playoffs.
And they still might not.
suck.
Yeah, I think we might miss it.
Hey, can I continue my point? Because this is exactly my point. This is literally you guys saying you get it, but it's like 2 weeks ago, the Leafs were out of the playoffs, and you guys were like, oh my God, the Leafs are going to make the playoffs. The Leafs are going to make the playoffs. Now you're doing the same thing with Ottawa. In 2 weeks, Ottawa could be in literally where we are.
I was talking about Vancouver.
Last again. But it's like, it can't, like, you guys are freaking out the exact same way you were about the Leafs 2 weeks ago. And you guys are still probably freaking out in your own minds about the Leafs right now. And it's like, you guys are doing the exact same thing. And it's funny to me.
Lane's going to have
it's
to wear my hat.
Hilarious to me because there are serious issues with Ottawa, clearly. But to say that they're dead, like they're not going to make the playoffs because of issues that are rumored to be happening in Ottawa. And it's like Omar could come back. He could go on a run. Anything, this Ottawa team. I didn't think this Ottawa team was going to make the playoffs last year. And they made it. Jay, it doesn't matter if they made it barely, Jacob. They still made the playoffs.
No, but I mean more they made it because no one else wanted to. No, Ottawa didn't make it. Everyone else failed. That was more my 2 cents on it.
But
going into this season, I expected Ottawa to be where they are right now, outside of the playoff spot. I guess like Funfish is saying he thought Ottawa was going to be in. I don't think this Ottawa team is.
I would agree with Funfish. I think Ottawa is going to be.
I don't think this team is good enough. I don't think they have enough depth. I don't think they have a good culture. I think they have poor leadership, and I just don't see them getting it done. Is that saying they can't get it done? No, Adam is right. They could go on a tear, and 2 weeks from now, they could be where Toronto and Buffalo are, where they were dead in the water 3 weeks ago, and all of a sudden, like, look, Buffalo is back to being. Look at Boston. Boston was terrible, and now they've won 6 straight. All of a sudden, they're back in a playoff spot. But
so you see exactly what I'm saying.
I do see what you're saying.
You guys are
I just don't agree with you.
ridiculous.
I think Ottawa is a different case than Toronto.
But Jacob, you said Philly. You said you see Philly making the playoffs before.
No, I don't. I said I see Philly has a better. I think Philly has a better chance than Ottawa.
So Philly has a better chance. But Philly and Ottawa basically have the same chances. They're literally right next to each other.
Mathematically, but I'm talking about from my self-proclaimed analytic eyes. I see Philadelphia as a better team than Ottawa. I don't think I think Ottawa last year was a fluke. I don't think they're that good.
You think that Ottawa
when your captain is Brady Tkachuk, who is a total asshat, and your next best player is Dylan Cousins and Tim Stützle, I'm sorry, they're a mediocre team.
Wow.
Who got lucky last year because Detroit completely fell off a cliff. You had multiple teams that completely fell off a cliff last year, and that's how they got in. And they almost beat Toronto, which just showed Toronto wasn't as good as everyone else thought they were. And yeah, honestly, to this comment, I do think I don't know both of them, but one of them gets fired if the Leafs don't make the playoffs, but I think they will.
100%.
Jacob, I actually found, I don't know if this is the same year. I don't know if this is, but I did find an interesting graph.
19 was the year they won the cup.
Well, I don't know about this, but I found this interesting graph, which maybe helps Adam's point. This is a year of the actual statistics of the St. Louis Blues making the playoffs. So I think this is last year. So start the year, they had a 20% chance, and all these numbers are all like the ones that track the playoff percentage. So they started off with around 25%. Some people had them at 20. Went up and down, pretty low. Coach firing went down to 10%. Some had them at 0. Then they went, to under 20%. Then they had a huge winning streak, got them up to 30. Went up and down, beat Calgary twice because they beat someone they had to chase. That got them up to 50%. Then went down. 4 nations, of course, nothing. And then went here, kind of was 30. And then all of a sudden, winning 12 straight games, bam, up to 100%. Wow. From March 18th to April 15th.
Interesting. Yeah.
So they went from 40% to 100% in a week and a half.
I think it was 2018 that they won the cup, right? So
it was 2018-19. But to Adam's point, like anything can happen. I just don't see Ottawa doing it. But who knows? Maybe Adam will be laughing at me in a month when Ottawa goes on a run and they're in the playoffs, and I'm like, dude, I thought this team sucked. So who knows?
I was talking about Vancouver, to be clearly honest. I was never saying Ottawa was out. I said Vancouver.
Vancouver's a whole
but
other
there is
story.
Something else I wanted to talk with you guys about.
Got some Blue Jay comments there too.
Okay, Dan.
Oh no, go ahead, Jacob. What do you want to talk about?
What
Jacob,
you want to
go.
talk about?
Go, Jacob, go.
Okay, so because this came out this came out about 2 days ago. I don't know if you guys saw Ryan Dinwiddie's comment about the CFO coaching grades.
Yeah.
And this is interesting. So you obviously this is what his quote about his coaching grade. You obviously look at it. I think we've looked things over the last few months of what we got to do better as a coaching staff from the experience and build forward with the Ottawa Red Blacks. Do you guys think Ryan Dinwiddie is taking any accountability from this quote of the poor coaching in Toronto? Like, if you're an Argo fan, do you read that and feel he's taking accountability, or do you think he's trying to just brush off the grade? Because he had a D- for coaching staff in the Players Association grades.
Tough to say.
I mean, I don't think he's taking accountability, to be honest. I think if he was taking accountability, I think he would have left the Argos in a more respectful way. If you're going to take accountability, you would stay with the mess that you had and try to fix it, not just run away, right?
Yeah, and I mean, he also went on to say that at the end of the day, the grades isn't something that really the coaching staff look at. After he said this in the same interview, this was at the winter meeting in Calgary.
Yeah, totally.
Obviously, something's wrong if Darius Pickett was like immediately like peace out, Carl Scott.
Well, yeah, and just to kind of to where the story gets more interesting, we talked about this a little bit, about last night, but Darius Pickett said the way the season went, I just thought it would be in a different way. I should be a real priority for Ottawa, and this is when Ottawa didn't even make a Darius Pickett a legitimate offer.
100%.
So I am very curious to see how things continue to go for Ryan Dinwiddie in Ottawa. And Lane, I really want your perspective on this because you were the one that didn't have the Argo blinders on.
Yes.
Do you think Ryan Dinwiddie maybe is just causing more drama than what needs to be in the media whatsoever? Like about how he's commenting on anything?
I have my blinders on.
Oh, for sure. I honestly know I might be in the minority here, but like I think coaches for the most part should mind their P's and Q's and just be quiet. I speak through this in all sports. Like even what Craig Berube did this year for the Leafs, I think was actually really unprofessional. And I know Dan might disagree with me and say, well, it's good that John Tortorella goes out there and calls it out. I don't think that it is because that works for a little bit, but all these coaches like Gerard Gallant, John Tortorella, all these coaches that do that kind of crap, they only last on a team for like maybe 2 seasons before it's like, yeah, you're a problem and half our locker room hates this team. So while it can be good in certain situations, right? I'm not saying it can never work. A culture shock can obviously work. We've seen it with the St. Louis Blues. We've seen it with teams that needed it, that need maybe a screaming match. But I think for the most part, when these coaches go out there and they kind of blame the team and they make the team look bad and then the media gets on them and then they're losing and then they continue to go. Because Ryan did it not once, he did it twice that season where he went out there and basically said, oh, everyone's got to wake up and stuff like that. And no one's really trying. And the next time I see someone trying, I'm just going to send them home in an Uber. Meanwhile, you were the one who had all the say the entire time to fire somebody. They gave you the power to go to the manager and be like, I don't want this guy. And you had a specialty teams coach who was like, specialty teams? What is this? You had the power to speak up, but yet you went to the media to try to blame all the players, all the coaching staff. You never – the manager said you never came to us with your concerns. Why did you never come to us and say, hey, can we get a look at this? Our specialty teams are not the greatest. Why can't we fix this? Hey, this isn't really working out. Why can't we fix that? But you went to the media to make everyone look bad. So no wonder that the players who were on that team are like, I don't want to be a part of this because the minute I lose – one game, he's going to go to the media and be like, "This Darius Pickett guy sucks, and he should start working at his local Tim Hortons." I don't know. It's just I get it works to an extent, but I feel like sometimes these coaches just need to coach the team.
Great point.
Yeah, and I mean, I think it also spoke pretty loudly that Darius Pickett asked to be released.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Almost instantaneously after Ryan Dinwiddie was here. And I mean, I know we said that there wasn't really much of a conversation between the guys, but I'll admit, Lane, like I had my Argo blinders on because I'm like, well, this is a coach that's got
I know I'm crazy, but I'm right once in a while.
right? And I'm like, they got us his coach got us multiple Grey Cups.
I knew there was something wrong. I just had a feeling. I'm like, as someone who's not in that franchise, I can see from the outside. I was just
Well,
like,
you can.
and
right?
I was just like, I remember telling you guys, you're like, oh, Ryan Dinwiddie. I was like, dude, Ryan Dinwiddie's gone.
Yeah, you were right.
Well, and even just the way Ryan Dinwiddie left Toronto in general, right? He didn't even go back to pinball to see if they wanted to give him a different offer because the Argos did end up firing the assistant general manager anyways, which is what Dinwiddie apparently wanted. Now he's the GM, head coach, and offensive coordinator with Ottawa this year. He wanted more control, and that's what he got. But it's certainly an interesting conversation. I know we still need to break down all the grades entirely, but I really, when Ryan Dinwiddie brought this up at the winter meetings, I thought this was interesting, right?
But saying the grades don't matter. See, that's again, there we go with the stupid comment. Oh, the grade doesn't matter. Well, obviously it does because it does speak on if every player is saying this guy's toxic. If they're interviewing a collection of players and people in that organization, and they're saying you're toxic, guess what? You're probably toxic.
You know, when you're toxic.
Well, just to add to like Lane's point and to Jacob's question, is he taking accountability? Well, the fact he said that the grade doesn't matter, that's him not taking accountability because he got the bad grade.
Sounds like
he's like, my grade doesn't matter. That's like me going to school and like, you failed. I'm like, grade doesn't matter anyway.
And this is
the teacher's opinion.
Yeah, exactly. And
this is the rest of the quote here that I was talking about. I agree to a certain extent. Then there's a certain extent that I don't agree with. It is what it is. But obviously we have a lens, and this is one of the things I always talk about. Players have to be lenses, coaches do too. And I find this interesting because to me, he's putting it back on his roster and not himself and his staff. He only ended up bringing 2 coaches from Toronto with him to Ottawa, which I also found that interesting because usually when a head coach goes in football, they take their staff with them.
Right.
So I just thought this was a really interesting conversation to have about the whole Ryan Dinwiddie situation. And to try to really dive into where they go from here, basically in Ottawa, and maybe Toronto dodged a bullet by Ryan Dinwiddie going to Ottawa. As much as Dinwiddie did bring them 2 Grey Cups in 4 years, maybe it was time for a change if the players really didn't like him as a coach. And you look at a guy like Darius Pickett, plays 1 year of Dinwiddie, leaves the next year. As soon as Dinwiddie goes to Ottawa, he leaves Ottawa and comes back to where he was before. And Darius Pickett's a very high-end player, right?
I love him.
But we did have another CFL question in the comment section. Best CFL quarterback.
Wow. It's like, guess currently?
Like, I'm assuming, Funfish, do you mean current or of all time? Let's start current.
Okay, yeah.
So, Dan, you go first. Who do you think is the best CFL quarterback currently?
Who's going first?
You.
Oh, okay. Tough question.
We all know your answer, Dan. Just say it already. Hurry
okay, fine. Trevor Harris.
10 second
Whoa!
Oh, damn, he did say it. He didn't say what I thought he was going to say.
I thought for sure you were going with Chad Kelly.
I love Chad Kelly. I think he's the most skilled quarterback, but any day, he hasn't played football in over a year. He has a major injury, and we don't know if he's going. Oh, now, okay, cool. And we don't know if he's going to come back. And any day, Trevor Harris is one of the most veteran CFL quarterbacks. He just won a Grey Cup. I mean, like, there's a lot of guys you can look at, but I don't think when you say the best, I don't think it's a fact of just who's the most skilled. It's who gets the job done. And Trevor Harris gets the job done. So that's my answer.
Adam, who would you say is who do you think is the best quarterback in the CFL?
I want to go last.
You want to go last? Okay.
I haven't
quested, eh?
Lane Dashing Dashco. You're going to say Bo Levi Mitchell, right? You love this guy. I kid.
Well, I need some rock music for this one. I need some rock.
Something crazy's happening.
I'm gonna give you some applause first. The music's coming.
Well,
Anticlimactic. Very.
oh,
Can you hear
where
what words you're saying, Lane?
For some
Oh,
reason, Lane, whenever we bring in music, your mic cuts out.
Okay, so never mind the music. Okay, so never mind. So Jacob and Dan are gonna like this answer, but I criticize this guy. We saw him at a game. I chanted,
I knew you were gonna
"Mr.
say this.
Clipboard," and if you give him one of these, he doesn't know what to do with it. But if you give him a football, he does. And it's Mr. Nathan Rourke. I think this guy has come back. He's fought the demons. He's fought his past about calling the CFL pit stop. This guy's back. He's got his groove. I think he'll get it done eventually. He's young. He's got the arm. I'm calling it. It's Nathan Rourke.
Interesting. I like that.
Funfish is thinking more. See, but problem is, Funfish, if I play copywritten music, then the stream gets blocked. So I have to go royalty free. Doug Flutie was a legend back in the day. I think the Bills might have had their cup if they just stuck with their Flutie flakes.
Well, that's why I'd say it was best of all time or like current one, you know.
Currently, and this is a loaded question for
definitely
me.
give the CFL another chance, though. It's good football.
If you're going most skill, I would go Vernon Adams Jr. If you are going most clutch, I'm going Trevor Harris. If you're going the highest ceiling, it's Nathan Rourke. So out of those ones, I think I'm going to have to swallow my pride and say Nathan Rourke. I think Nathan Rourke is the best all-around quarterback because what he can do with his legs is absolutely incredible. He's almost got Trey Ford escapability with Bo Levi Mitchell arm strength and Vernon Adams speed. If he can just make some better decisions on the field, which is the same thing I'd say about VA, by the way. If he can just sometimes know when to not make the big play, I think you have a real winner in Nathan Rourke. I think he really proved a lot of people wrong, myself included, this year in the playoffs. I know
he did play very well.
Western final, but I thought he played excellent. Trevor Harris just played a little bit better. Dan, I think Trevor Harris isn't a bad take. I just think at his age, I can't say he's the best quarterback in the CFL right now.
Well, that's why I almost didn't say him, but I just look at getting the job done, and
I do agree with this comment too. I think if Rourke was given a better opportunity, I think he could have been an NFL quarterback.
I agree with that take. Yeah,
he was never given. Even when he was in the Patriots, they gave Zappy the ball before they gave Nathan Rourke. Like, he never really got a real shot.
NFL, CFL hate, like, there's some, like, weird bias towards it.
It's very unfortunate, and I do agree, Lane, that there seems to be some sort of biasy. Which sucks, right? But, Adam, we have saved the GOAT for last.
I have there was one option I was going to say, and I'm like, I don't know if I really want to say it.
Go ahead.
I was choosing between two different people because I don't really know because there's so many really good quarterbacks in the CFL, so it's just like hard to choose. I'm just gonna go with my guy Nick Arbuckle. Screw it. That was the first name that came to mind. I would go Rourke.
Big bleep Nick.
I'm going with Nick Arbuckle because I love Nick Arbuckle. You know my nickname for Nick Arbuckle, Jacob. You know my nickname for him, Dan. I
love Nick Arbuckle. I think Nick
Arbuckle. Screw it.
I think Nick Arbuckle's like the nicest guy. I really do. And at the end of the day, he came in so clutch when he won that Grey Cup in Vancouver. This guy Barry played all year. He goes in and wins the Eastern Conference Final when Chad Kelly got injured. Then he goes in against the Dynasty Winnipeg Blue Bomber team and MVP Zach Claros and just dominated. So I don't think Nathan Rourke's Nick Arbuckle's a crazy take. I really don't.
Actually, Adam, you have inspired a gasser ass for me. Yes, there is. Yeah. Yes, there is. Yeah. Where is it, ass? Nick Arbuckle will be the one that got away for the Argos when he leaves at the end of his contract to Saskatchewan when Trevor Harris retires at the end of this season.
Gas.
Is that a gas or is that an ass? Dan saying gas.
I really want to say yes because I really want to say he's going to stay. But I'm going to say gas just because it seems that the Argos are just so hard-headed about Chad Kelly, and they are just like, they've got some like weird obsession with Chad Kelly. And it's like they're just dead. They have to have him. He needs to start for them for some reason. Like that's just something that they need for some reason. And if Nick Arbuckle leaves, I'm gonna say it's gonna be the biggest mistake they've made over the last couple of years. Like this is like, and if Nick Arbuckle goes out and does leave for Saskatchewan, let's say, and he wins them a Grey Cup or something like that, and the Argos are just nothing with Chad Kelly, and he sucks, that's just going to look even worse.
Oh, for sure.
Like, there's no way Nick Arbuckle should be a backup
in 15 games through 4,370 yards, 26 touchdowns to 15 interceptions.
Great year.
He was towards the top 2 to 3 in every stat before he dislocated his shoulder in the final few weeks. Nick Arbuckle, if he doesn't get injured and if Toronto somehow finds a way to make it in, he maybe wins the MOP.
Oh, yeah.
Adam, I actually don't think you're out to lunch at all by saying Nick Arbuckle. It may be a hot take, but it's a take that I think you put in the microwave just long enough.
So did you hear back, Lane, what Adam said?
No, sorry. I was having mic issues. I had to go.
Yeah, no problem. You're fun.
I can't say his name again, or I'm going to say his nickname.
Is it better now?
If I keep saying his name, I'll say his nickname.
I might just have to hold it. I need to get a mic stand like Jacob has, I think.
Well, this one keeps breaking. She can have it.
Okay, I'll take it. Deal. I'll pay $1,000 for it.
Whoa.
Okay. You know what, Lane?
It's not true.
I think you're lying.
I don't even give me $1,000.
Adam, I got a random question for Adam now. Does this not?
No, it's not allowed. I don't take random questions.
Oh, does this mic not look like Mr. Ken? Like you remember Mr. Kennedy, the wrestler?
Oh yeah.
Does this mic not?
Yeah,
look
it's gotta go upside down though.
We'd be like, well, Mister.
Yes, it does.
Kennedy.
Oh my gosh.
And then he would bring close and go, Kennedy.
Yes, that is so funny to me now.
But Lane, the conversation you've missed is Adam believes the best quarterback in the CFL is Nick Arbuckle.
I could see that.
And then it came into the conversation of a gas or ass. Do we see the Argos making a mistake and letting Nick Arbuckle
100%.
walk, and then Saskatchewan getting him to be Trevor Harris's replacement when he retires, and then winning a Grey Cup in Saskatchewan?
Well, 100%. I even said it last year. If you guys remember when Mr. Kelly over there was like, "I'm coming back. Don't call it a comeback. I'm going to come on the team and beat up everybody. Yeah." I was like, bro, if they put Chad Kelly in over Nick Arbuckle after everything he's done, if I was an Argos fan, I would never cheer for the team again. That's just so disrespectful, man.
Wow.
Nick Arbuckle did so much for your franchise.
He saved the year last year.
He literally saved your year. And if you would have just, here's the thing that actually like really like made me so mad about this. And I'm not even an Argos fan, and it makes me mad because you knew going into the year, at least I knew it. Jacob knew it. I'm pretty sure Adam knew it, and Dan knew it. You didn't have Chad Kelly. So, and this goes on to the coaching. Again, the guy wants to go out there and yell, but he had 8 weeks he had the whole offseason to prepare for a guy that had an injury that he knew was going to miss almost 3/4 of the season. Why weren't you making a playbook around Nick Arbuckle until week 6 when you're like, oh, gee, this Chad Kelly guy might not go. We knew this 6 months ago. What are you waiting for? Chris,
I agree.
You knew it in the offseason. They said Chad Kelly's injury is pretty bad. He's probably not going to play next year. So the guy who's sitting there telling everybody, oh, take an Uber because you didn't show up to practice today. What were you doing? You had 7 months to come up with a playbook. You waited till week 7 when the team was in the dumpster and then thought, hey, you know, it'd be a really good idea. We made a playbook for this Nick Arbuckle guy. And then you almost made the playoffs because you did it. And it almost worked.
Because Nick Arbuckle did actually finish with the third highest efficiency rating in the CFL. When he was injured, before he got hurt, he was actually first in passing yards.
Dude, he was
and
insane.
second in touchdown passes, only behind Bo Levi Mitchell.
If you remember, Jacob, I literally said, when we were talking at the time, I said, if about the MLP, and I said, it's Nick Arbuckle 1,000% if the Argos make the playoffs. I said that. I believed it. I said, I don't care what you say. If they make the playoffs, it's Nick Arbuckle 1,000%.
I will say, Fun Fish, I do agree with you to a point, unless Saskatchewan goes and gets a guy like Nick Arbuckle, who I honestly think might be available.
Ty Ketch should go get Nick Arbuckle, please.
As much as right now Toronto was saying they want to run with both quarterbacks, I don't know if Nick Arbuckle was going to be happy with being a backup after what he did last year.
Nope.
I don't blame him.
Trevor Harris is turning 40, which is why, and I'm more even thinking of Nick Arbuckle for not this year, but the next year. Why? Because I don't think Harris plays. I think this will be Harris's last year. And if it is, or even Zach Collaros, Nick Arbuckle is going to be looking for a team where he can be given the keys. And I think if you give Nick Arbuckle the keys to the ship, I think he can lead them to victory. Because once they put a game plan around Arbuckle, he was phenomenal, right? Yeah. So I'm even a little surprised even that Ottawa hasn't even called about him, because Ryan Dinwiddie and Nick Arbuckle had some really good chemistry.
Maybe he doesn't want to go back to Dinwiddie with all the drama, right?
Hey, if you're looking for WWE, I know Lane and Adam both follow it. Dan and I do not.
Adam, we should start doing a wrestling show. You down?
Sure.
Let's do it.
Adam, I love the enthusiasm.
I'm so tired. I'm just really tired. That's all. That's all it is. I would love to do that. That'd be fun.
When does Ovi I think at the end of this year.
I don't know. I mean, now I'm hearing rumors
he won't retire. Back. He will retire from the NHL.
Well, I mean, I think he'll go to the KHL.
No, I got a hot take on this.
I'm actually starting to hear rumors he's coming back.
I think Dan wants a gasser ass. Gasser is that. Yeah. Gasser is that. Yeah. Or is it ass?
We're halfway through.
Not a gasser ass.
Oh, we turned into a gasser ass apparently. So here I go. It was a hot take. We're taking it to gasser ass for whatever reason. I don't know. That's what we do at 12:26.
That's exactly what I just said.
I know.
Jacob, you jumped the gun.
Yeah. Holy cow. Okay. Anyway, here we are. Mr. Ovechkin.
It's not
done it again. Hit 20 goals in his career. He needs one more season to break Goldie's Howe record for the most 20-goal seasons. We're halfway through the years at 20 goals. He's at 917. If he can hit around 35, 40 goals, he's going to be around that 930 mark. He comes back for another season, hits another 20 goals, 30. He's going to be around the 950 mark. I think he could play till he's 42, and I think he can hit the 1,000 goals. I think he'll be the first and only NHL player to hit 1,000 goals. Chris Chelios played till he was 42. I'm sure other guys did it too. Gasso ass. Ovechkin staying for another 2 more years.
Ass. He's going to go to the KHL.
Honestly, for a while there, I thought it was ass. But after hearing his most recent comments, I don't think he's leaving.
No, he's on.
He sounds like he's changing his. He made some recent comments where he's like, "Oh, I think this guy." I started to think it was ass for a long. Like I was still convinced. I'm like, he's going KHL, but I don't know. The more he scores, I think he's like. I think what Danta's read. I think he's gonna see it and be like, "I can get to that." I'm saying. I'm gonna say yes.
Chara was a different situation though. Chara was already not mobile for so long, anyways. So it's not like he was still efficient despite his mobility issues. Like he just wasn't as mobile as he used to be. But I will say, I can't say gas or ass yet because I think it depends on how the Caps do this year. Okay. I think the Caps shoot the bed and play, and they didn't do very well this year. I think he'll go back. I think it's dependent on how much he actually still wants to go back to the KHL. He's made the comments. He's made it countless times where he said once he's done in the NHL, he wants to play another year in the K.
That's
something he's already made perfectly clear.
Yep.
He's out this year, so I think that's what makes it interesting. It's just how much does Ovi actually care about hitting 1,000 goals, I guess.
I think he cares a lot.
I think that's the only thing that matters in like if he comes back or not. Does Ovi actually care about hitting 1,000 goals in the NHL?
Well, let me say
wait, I have a question. How many
Go
goals
ahead.
does he have in the playoffs? He might already have an overall nearing 1,000 goals anyway.
That doesn't really count.
I'm sure he has that, but he wants 1,000 regular season mark, right? I gotta say too, Adam, you have raised a good point. It depends how long Washington's going to be a good team. I think Washington is a good team this year. I think they make a move at a deadline. Could be a minor move like last year for Berrier, but look how much how Berrier's added to that third line, right? I think we make another minor move. Now, with whatever crazy reason, if they do fall apart, I think the craziest thing ever happens, and Ovechkin could go to Pittsburgh to play with Sidney Crosby and Evgeny Malkin. And everyone goes silent.
That's interesting.
Yeah, apparently you keep pivoting.
So I just looked this up, guys. I just looked this up.
So I didn't mean to pivot.
So Alexander Ovechkin currently, as it stands, the player with the most regular season and playoff goals combined is currently Wayne Gretzky with 1,016. Alexander Ovechkin has 994. So he's winning 1,000 goals combined. I think he'll break Gretzky's mark this year. Like, I think he still has plenty of time to do that. I think it depends on how much he actually legitimately he's already the all-time leading goal scorer in NHL history. Does he care? Does he he already even said he didn't think he would ever break that mark. Right. I guess it depends on how much he actually cares. How much he actually cares about hitting honestly, such a nothing number in the regular season when he's already the all-time leading goal scorer in history. He's already nearly at 1,000 goals combined anyways. Yeah. I don't think he, honestly, I think if he wants, he'll go to the K. If he plays, he'll play at least a season more. I don't think he goes past another season in the NHL. I think he really wants to, I think he's going to lace it up at some point. I think his career's kind of done a number on him. He's done a real number on his body, I think, at this point. I guess it kind of depends. I guess it kind of just depends on what he feels. I don't see him playing.
He's probably still going to get another 40 goal season, which is.
I also don't see Malkin playing past. I don't see Malkin playing past this season.
I think Malkin retires.
Or even next year.
I agree with that comment.
I don't think he goes past next. If he does not retire this offseason, I don't think he makes it to next season. I don't think he makes 40. The next season after that. I think at the end of next season, he retires if he doesn't this offseason.
We got Aston comments.
I think Crosby, out of those three, Crosby's the only one I could see going to 40. I think he still has.
Well, Crosby's still dominating.
Oh, yeah.
Crosby,
but I don't think. I don't even think
he and Malkin have both really slowed down. Sidney Crosby still looks like he's 30.
Yeah, I know.
Crosby said he doesn't want to play into his 40s. So I think 40 will be the mark he retires. He doesn't want to play into his 40s.
Crosby is currently 38. We probably got 2 more years of sit the kid. But I mean, Crosby,
I think he has 3 seasons left.
But Crosby this year has 53 points in 47 games. He is on pace to be a point per game player again, which will break Wayne Gretzky's record for the most point per game seasons in NHL history. A record, and I don't care what you guys can disagree with me. I'm honestly more impressed by that record than the most goals.
It is a crazy
record. Every single year, you have consistently been your team's best player. And to me, that is something that I've never seen. And I don't know if we'll ever see this again, where every single year you are a point per game. From your rookie season to every other year of your career, you are a point per game player. He is, like I've said, in my opinion, he's the best player in NHL history.
Yeah.
Seattle
kid. Yeah.
Sorry, Crosby only has a year left, so he just has next year on his contract. Because this year is 25-26.
I think
he
it
just has 22,
how good
26,
Pittsburgh
27.
is. I think if Pittsburgh, let's say they're a cup contender, I could see him signing a 1-year extension.
Oh, do we see Crosby go Montreal?
No, Crosby's going to retire a Penguin.
he is made, and I'll keep saying this because people can keep saying he should go to Montreal, and yeah, he deserves to go to a contender. Sidney Crosby has made no remark on ever wanting to leave the Pittsburgh Penguins. Everything else is just nonsense rumors because people don't want to see it because people want him on Montreal. That's all it is. Crosby has made.
I just wouldn't be surprised if it ever actually happened.
He has made not a single remark in his entire career of ever wanting to retire anywhere else but a Pittsburgh Penguin because he loves this franchise so much.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think, like, I get it. Like, I get wanting to see him on a contender. I would love to see him win another cup, but does he need to? Honestly, he really doesn't. Like, Sidney Crosby will go down as a top 5 NHL player ever.
And maybe the best.
He's just been maybe the best ever.
You can argue it. Like, I get people will argue
like if he
with Gretzky,
resigns to,
but you can also argue with Crosby.
Like if he adds an extra year onto the end of his last year, so he plays until he's 40, Sidney Crosby could very well hit 2,000 career points.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Like Sidney Crosby is just that good.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't see him ever leaving Pittsburgh. Unless he wants to leave, I don't think Pittsburgh would ever have the guts to trade Sidney Crosby.
I
just don't think Kyle Dubas will ever pull the trigger on that. I don't think he's that.
Well, Crosby's also got a phono move.
Right.
Well, also he'll never say he wants to go. He'll never willingly leave unless he really wants to go.
Do what, Adam? I don't think you're crazy saying he could hit 2,000 points because he's at 1740 right now. And if he plays another 3 years and he stays at point the game season pace, he's going to be really close.
So we got an interesting question here, though. Are Mount Rushmore 4 or 5 players in the NHL all time?
Oh, this is hard.
Oh, what
this
a question.
So hard to do.
So,
love the question.
You know what? I will go first. And
Holy
you guys
cow.
may not like this. Number 1, Sidney Crosby. Number 2, Bobby Orr. Number 3, Wayne Gretzky. Number 4, Jaromir Jagr. Number 5, Mario Lemieux.
Wow.
I don't have Ovechkin on there because I feel Ovechkin is the best goal scorer, not the best overall player. That's my 5, and I will stick to that. Sidney Crosby is the greatest player to ever play in the NHL. Who wants to go next? I came up with that in 2.7 seconds.
I can go if no one else wants to.
Take the floor, Dan.
Yeah, go, Dan, go.
Go,
Okay.
Dan, go. Go, Dan, go.
Sidney Crosby, Alex Ovechkin, Mark Messier, sorry about middle finger, Jaromir Jagr, and Mario Lemieux.
So no Wayne Gretzky on your Mount Rushmore.
No, of course not.
Is that just because of the high stick in 93?
100%.
All right, Lane or Adam, who's going next?
All right, I got this. I'm gonna at least try to pick one from every position. So
nice.
I'm gonna screw us up. I can't think of a left winger, but we'll just
Luke Robitaille.
I'm just gonna pick someone.
Well, Ovechkin's a left winger.
He's right wing. Well, right winger would be my issue, but I'm gonna go back on my role. But for my main center, it's gonna be Sidney Crosby. For my left winger, it's gonna be Alexander Ovechkin. For right winger, I can't think of a great one, so I'm gonna say Wayne Gretzky. I do think he deserves to be on that list. For my defenseman, I'm gonna go Bobby Orr. And current day, I'm going to go Cale Makar because I think he will be on that list. That guy's just nuts. And for my goalie, I'm going to pick Martin Brodeur.
Oh, I only want to pick a goalie. I like it.
Hey, got to pick one from every position.
Yeah, cool, Nate. I like it.
I'm just kidding, man. You know I'm not a Brodeur fan.
The only other guy I was thinking about, because I love this guy and everyone knows I love this guy, was Hendrik Lundqvist, but he doesn't have the career to back it up. But I love that guy.
Oh, he's a gorgeous looking dude.
Oh man.
No.
Okay, I'm not getting into this conversation. No. Not doing this conversation again.
No Carey Price.
There will be no argument, Funfish, you could ever make that would.
Adam and Funfish are beefing again.
No.
There is no argument
a single person could ever make to me that says Carey Price is a better goaltender than Dominic Hasek, Carey Price, George Vezina, Martin Brodeur, Patrick Waugh. Like there is literally no argument. I don't really care, Funfish, to be honest with you. I assumed that you were because nobody would ever put Carey Price into this conversation unless they were a Habs fan. There's not a single person that would ever put that.
He would be on the Habs Mount Rushmore, though. Would he be?
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's not
No,
what
but I think Patrick Waugh is better than Carey
NHL.
Price if you're going
True.
once every position.
Okay, now it's my turn. Okay.
Go ahead,
I've
Adam.
spent a lot of time thinking about this because this is a hard list to make in no particularly order, really. Patrick Waugh.
Jacob would put Joseph. He would.
Literally would.
Wow.
Go ahead, Adam.
Patrick Waugh.
He'd put the CFL in there too.
Well, I was going, Jacob, until you interrupted me very rudely. So boo you. Patrick Waugh.
Jacob's gone.
So I got in no order. This is no order. Patrick Waugh, Sidney Crosby, Wayne Gretzky. I don't know if any of you guys put him in, but Gordie Howe.
Oh,
that's a
that would
good
have been a
one.
good
Yeah,
pick.
we set up.
Yeah, well, all of you suck. So you know what? That's what you get. Y'all suck
Right.
because y'all forgot Gordie Howe. Man, this is hard because I want to put Bobby Orr. I really do, but I just can't seem to put him in.
Okay.
I'm gonna go. Damn, this is really hard. There's so many great players.
It's a great lead.
You can even go Scott Stevens.
Dominic Hasek. I go Dominic Hasek.
Okay.
The two greatest goalies, in my opinion, are both on my list. And then,
By the way, I love
Sidney
Curtis
Crosby,
Joseph, but he's
Wayne
not on my
Gretzky,
Mount
and Gordie
Rushmore for
Howe.
best players ever.
Wow.
I love Curtis Joseph. I think he should be in the Hall of Fame by now, but no, I wouldn't put him. I wouldn't even put him as the best goalie of all time, personally, although he's my favorite.
Funfish. I'm not delusional, so I wouldn't put Austin Matthews in unless he has no reason to ever be even in the conversation of. I'm not delusional, so I wouldn't put him in there. Ken Dryden, that's another one. Fonte, that's another one. Like, he's not even a top 3 Habs goalie.
He's not because
it's crazy.
Yeah.
He'd be the Habs best goalie now.
Anybody who puts him into any of these conversations to me are just delusional. They're just
well. It's like what I just said. I love Curtis Joseph. He was my favorite goalie growing up. I wouldn't put him ahead of Patrick Waugh, right?
You could possibly put
I have a hot take on this. I would actually put Jose Theodore above Carey Price.
Yeah, he's really
I think
good.
people forget how good he was in the early 2000s.
That's true. It was incredible.
Vezina as well.
Yeah.
George's Vezina, whatever you say his first name.
But boys, we have been on the air. Oh, okay. I think you could put Sundin before Matthews.
Oh.
In what?
Ooh.
In
I guess
the
Mount
conversation?
Rushmore. I mean, I would put Wendell
neither
Clark
of those
before
would
both of
ever
them,
touch.
I would put
Neither of
Wendell
them would
Clark
ever
above
touch
both
that
of
list.
them.
Well, we could do a Maple
He
Leaf
doesn't
one
really.
another day, but yeah, guys, we had Fun Fist Acts about Austin Matthews. I would never put Austin Matthews on best of all time.
And
but
no,
maybe-
Hamilton Sports Central, I would
Maple
actually
Leaf.
put Wendell Clark above Sundin and Matthews.
Dougie Gilmour too.
Not Doug Gilmour. In my opinion, he ruined the franchise.
Well,
Dan, you don't like Austin Matthews. I don't like Doug Gilmour.
yeah, fair enough.
Austin Matthews would be on my Maple Leafs Mount Rushmore, but that's a completely different list than the greatest of all time Mount Rushmore. That's for a team. That's a completely different conversation.
Yeah, Price did have not a great team in front of him, but you can make the same argument about a lot of people.
Yeah, for
Fun
sure.
Fish. That
Mario
doesn't change
Cloutier,
anything.
Mark Messier, Dave Reed, Rob. Wow, that's a lot of
That's
great
a
players there.
brutal list.
Great players.
That's just in my opinion of your list. That's a brutal.
Oh,
list.
Rick Vive, he was
No
intense back in the
offense.
day.
Well, I have Mark Messier on my list. I mean, at the end of the day,
He's a
Mark
great
Messier
player.
won 6 Stanley Cups. I mean, he's got the most Stanley Cups out of anybody. I think
And I have Bobby Orr because,
best
in my
player of all
opinion,
time.
you wouldn't see the defenseman we have today like Cale Makar if it wasn't for Bobby Orr reinventing the position first.
Thank you. Doug Gilmour was the best leave. Thank you.
Yeah, but I had Gordie Howe before all of you guys. So you know
Yeah,
what?
Gordie Howe is a great one too.
I'm booing the Doug Gilmour comment.
Oh, come on, really?
No. No. Wendell Clark was better than Doug Gilmour. If you kept Wendell Clark instead of Doug Gilmour, we maybe would have had our cup by now.
Well, Wendell Clark was amazing too.
Wendell Clark was the heart and soul.
For sure. How
Gretzky, Mario, Sidney. That's a good list.
That's a good one too.
That's a good list.
Yeah, really good one. What a great question. Holy cow.
Let me ask you a question. Except I don't want to ask any more questions. To be honest. Oh, hold on. We got another comment coming in here. Might as well compare Tucker was on the Dodgers if Price was on the Avs every year. No.
What?
Yeah, sure. At the end of look, Gary Price was a phenomenal goaltender. I'm not denying
that
it.
Doesn't even make any sense.
It really doesn't. No offense, Funfish.
I'm
You're
so
a great
confused
guy.
by what you're trying to.
I'm
so confused on what you're even trying to say there, Funfish. Like that is just
no. What he's saying
so
is like Tucker
man.
has a chance of winning a World Series because he's on the best team in baseball. Carey Price, if he was on the best team in baseball, then he would be the best team in hockey. I guess.
Like that's so dumb. That's not even like that. That's such a cop out question because Carey Price was good enough to bring the Habs to the playoffs, but it's like, yeah, if he was on the Avs, like today's Avs, but if he was on the Avs, then when he was in the league, he still would have sucked because those Avs teams sucked.
Oh, Carey Price didn't suck. Let's not go that far.
I did say
I understood.
I said he still would have. I said the Avs still would have like sucked. That's what I meant. But like the Avs still would have sucked, even with
you and Adam
like
are beefing. We're not beefing.
It has nothing to do with me and him beefing. It's just
what's beef?
It's such a dumb comparison. Like it's.
No, I don't think it is.
Wow, my voice just went. I swear I've been through puberty. My voice just went a little weird there, but no, like I get what you mean to a point, and I mean to the other point. It's like
saying if Carey Price was on the '80s Habs or the '70s Habs, he would have won.
He would have won a bunch of cups. He would have.
Like
but he would have.
It's a dumb argument. It's just.
But he would have,
right?
Like you put.
But of course he would have. Those Habs teams were stacked.
Exactly. That's why I don't like Stanley Cups as being a metric for making the Hall of Fame. That's why I don't like this. We already had that conversation about the Hall of Fame, but. And just to quickly comment on the Doug Gilmour, Wendell Clark situation, my opinion on it at least is, Doug Gilmour got the points, Wendell Clark had the heart. And I feel the Leafs were missing that heart for so long because you can look, once they moved on from Wendell Clark, the team took a huge downturn. Also because Felix Potvin really started to struggle and they didn't really get a true number one goalie for a long time. But, I mean, Toronto... You could also look at the whole ownership back from the 60s onwards of Ballard, right? Like that was a whole other complete and utter disaster.
Good question.
But
let's not get Jacob into that because we'll be on here forever.
Yeah, I was gonna say no offense.
It's a good question.
Let's not.
That's for another night. That's for another night. I'm just not a Doug Gilmour fan.
I love a lot of Dougie.
I'll put it this way. Start looking into why Doug Gilmour left Buffalo and how he got to Toronto. You won't like him so much anymore.
You mean St. Louis?
St. Louis, sorry. If you start to do a little bit of homework, you'll start to see why. But I would say it is time for us to wrap up the show. We almost made 2.5 hours, but everyone is sick of my crap. So it's time for me to
I've been sick of your crap for an hour, Jacob. Been sick of your crap for an hour.
I want to say thank you very much, everyone, for joining us at the Analyst Desk for a Super Sunday recap of NFL, NHL, CFL, and more. And, of course, we will be back ASAP to a theater near you. Have lots of content coming up. Like and subscribe to the channel. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe, like, share it with your friends, all the fun stuff. We have tons of new content coming up. Funfish, I'm not sure if we'll probably do at least post-game tomorrow. So, my laptop's about to die. I forgot to plug it in. We really do got to wrap up the show.
Yes, quickly. We'll get into Blue Jay talk next week because I do love the Blue Jay questions. All kinds of cool stuff going on there.
But yeah, we'll the Gilmour files. Who needs the Gilmour girls? But thank you.
Let's not get into that.
I can't do a pregame. Maybe Lane and Dan will. Maybe they won't. Who the hell knows?
I'm down, Dan.
I'm down too.
Oh, I guess I don't exist.
Well, I was going to say, Axel too.
What?
Not out of
I'm going to be working. I do work tomorrow. I got to get up I got to be in the work early.
He's an idiot.
I don't even want.
I'm not an idiot.
because I forgot that Adam gets off before I do on Mondays. But thank you very much for joining us at the analyst desk. We'll be back tomorrow, or I guess today at this point, depending on wherever the hell you live. But thanks for joining us. And remember, every day at the analyst desk feels like game day when you're joined by me, Jacob Moore, the sports analyst. Mr. Moore for your money.
Woo!
Adam, who was not bit by a spider, he was bit by a goat.
And Mr. Zoomed In Lane Tasco.
Fun fish that sounded like a threat. Fun fish is threat. It sounds like a threat.
Thanks again, guys, for
It
joining
sounds like a
us.
threat.
And have a great rest of your night. Sleep well. Peace out. A-Town down.
Peace out.
See you guys very, very soon. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.